You know, we all know that's a lie.
I do love PlayStation.
Yeah, nah.
Bro, you never even played the Vita, bro. Shut up, bro. You're not a real PlayStation fan. You're not a real PlayStation fan.
No.
You're a fake ass fucking PS3, PS4 PlayStation fan.
You
Get the
haven't played
fuck
a
out of here.
PSP. You haven't enjoyed the
Oh
PSP.
yeah, I didn't play
PS1.
You want me to pull out the
PS2.
two PSPs
Fuck
I have?
out of here, dog. You want to have this conversation live in front of these people? We could do
Yeah,
this,
we can
dog.
have the conversation.
We can do
We
this.
can have the conversation because
We can do this, bro. We
If I
can do
wanted
it.
to, I can reach in my drawer right now and pull out two
Pull
PSPs.
out
How
them.
many PSPs you
Pull
got?
out them Vitas.
How many PSPs you got?
Pull out them Vitas. Go ahead, pull them out.
Fuck out
Pull
of
out
here,
your
bro.
PS1, PS2,
you're a fake-ass PlayStation
PS3.
fan,
Pull them
bro.
out
Fuck
now,
outta here.
Chief. Go pull them out. My bag right there, Chief.
Bro, you don't got nothing, bro. You never owned a Vita. We've already discussed this live on the podcast, bro. Why are you lying to the people?
Where are you getting this information? That's misinformation. You must have got that from an Xbox fan. That's misinformation. This guy. Oh, man. I heard it all. I have heard it all. All right. Are we live? Oh, man. Yeah, we're live. What up, y'all? What up? What up? We in here. RHD Podcast. What originally was going to be 2 people, it ended up being 3, which was shocking. Medina was like, oh, I got to show up. So as you clearly can see, Medina's here to piss me off. For the sake of
Listen, man, I'm here. I'm here to save your dying podcast. You're welcome.
For the sake of pissing me off.
Listen,
anyway,
man, I'm here. I'm here to save the show, as I usually do.
Let's talk, man.
I know you've never seen this before, Big Cloud. This is a PS Vita.
Hey, look at that PSP. I like that. Yeah, I got mine.
This is a Vita.
That's
okay.
A PSP.
Vita means
not a PSP. This is a PSP.
Vita means life. Vita means life. Okay, by the way.
Vita means life, but you ain't. Man.
And then look at that. Look at that. That's a PSP.
Oh my
God. That's a PSP.
Yes, sir.
God. Here we go.
The fat kind too. The fat kind, baby.
The fat kind.
And I know you ain't never seen. And I know you ain't never seen this before. You fake ass PlayStation fan.
I did actually.
That's a PSP Go. That's a PSP Go.
What about the 3000? Do you have the 3000 series?
So have a seat.
Do you have the 3000 series?
That is
the one that you can't hack. No, thank you. That's for suckers. That's for suckers.
Anywho, they are PSPs. So, oh my God, I bet you's not even hacked, is it? Did you hack that one?
Both of these are hacked.
No, man. Here we go. We're going to it.
Both of these are hacked.
I didn't think you hacked it. I don't know. Oh man. All right. Well, we in here. RGT Podcast. I don't forget what episode. I'm about to go back and check it out. I didn't even advertise this. I literally just went live. Go figure.
Okay. We're doing it live.
We're just doing it right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
From
What's
my
up,
book.
Daniel?
I feel you.
What's up, G? What's up, Hustle? I see
This is episode 157, sir.
Is it really?
Yes,
okay.
157.
All right, well, let's go ahead and make this one super fast. Go about it. So, where do we start, man? Do we start with the holy grail of news when it comes to gaming, which is Dead Space? I mean, Dead Space is officially back, courtesy of EA. It's funny. I decided not to watch that show. I was like, this show's going to be trash. Like, it's EA. There's nothing EA has that I want to see.
Arg.
Left field, out of left field, boom, we get hit with this. Like, here we go. But Dead Space remake is now officially happening. Looks good from what we saw in the teaser trailer. They're rebuilding this strictly for the next-gen consoles from the ground up, and they're going all out with the bells and whistles. What you guys thought about this? Blaze?
Fucking incredible, bro. Dead Space is incredible, man. Like I've been doing Dead Space. I've had Dead Space 2 and 3 installed on my PC for like years now. But I've been playing through Dead Space 3 with Red Hood. Dead Space is just one of those series where the character suit was just legendary. That you got that where he turns back and looks, and you got the lights coming down. Like that's an icon look. Like you can recognize that. Like, oh shit, that's Dead Space. That's Dead Space. Like it's just the little health bar that goes up in the back. The little that shows your health. It just I'm so happy because EA has gone away from removing campaigns. They don't believe in single player fucking games, all that dumb shit that, EA, the new EA. So for them to like go back and do it, like, come on, we've been crying out for years, bring back Dead Space. Yeah. People weren't happy with the send off with Dead Space 3. And I think it's super important that they bring series like this, because this is something that can change the fortune, bro. Like if this game ends up coming out and it's true to the original, it's gonna be for the next gen consoles, which I appreciate. I really fucking do, dude. That makes me so happy that they just focus on the next gen consoles and PC.
Yeah.
Like I cannot wait to play this game. Like there's not much to say other than I'm just excited for it.
Okay.
I want to add something to what you said, Blaze.
Yeah.
Like you said, EA's been on this, fuck single player, all this nonsense. But you have one man to thank for this change in philosophy. And his name is Vince Zampella. Okay? Ever since that mofo came around with Respawn and dropped that Titanfall 2,
Right.
and then they dropped that Jedi Fallen Order, and these games, well, actually, Titanfall 2, not very commercially successful, but everybody agrees that it's probably, in my opinion, outside of Doom, but for other people, probably the best first-person shooter campaign this gen or last gen.
Right.
That's a fact.
I disagree with that. I think it's Doom and Doom Eternal, but it's right up there. It's right fucking up there.
Right.
And then not only that, but then Jedi Fallen Order. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but it's either the or one of the best-selling Star Wars titles ever. It was straight up single player, no microtransactions, none of that.
I'm hyped for the sequel.
They love that shit so much that they gave him a second studio. This guy has 2 studios that he runs. And look at what they're doing now. Now they're about to drop a Dead Space remake. Or it's a remake,
It's
right?
it's a remake, yeah.
So yeah, man. I just want to say shout out to Vince Zampella for turning that fucking EA ship around, because EA went from one of the most hated companies to right now one of the most beloved. Even with the other bullshit that be going on, all the FIFA Ultimate Team, all the dual entitlement nonsense, they still get a pass from a lot of gamers because in some areas, they messing up, but in other areas they really just hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't have an opinion on Dead Space. Confession, never played any of them.
Oh man.
But
Wow.
I'm excited for you gamers who love Dead Space, and
this guy.
shout out to you guys, man, and shout out to Vince Zampella, who's the GOAT.
Man, you gotta play Dead Space.
I don't know how you didn't play. I don't know how you didn't play. It's on PC, the whole 9 yards, the whole slate. It's on PC. And you never played
No,
it.
I know. I own all 3 of them.
And you never played it.
There was a time in gaming that I completely just missed all the games that came out. Like from 09 to not even 08 to 2014.
I went through a few years like that.
I was barely gaming. I was going to college and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, just living life. I was not gaming. So I missed a lot of games from that era.
Understandable.
And that includes the entire Dead Space franchise, unfortunately.
Still in plastic. Haven't unboxed them yet. Still in plastic. So I understand.
Because you don't play games.
Understandable. But going back
what's still in plastic?
Those games I showed them. But let's go back to this, man. Remade from the ground up. The only thing I fear for this is that they'll go down the same route like they did with Dead Space 3 and have the microtransactions for resources. You know what I'm talking about, Bliss? Where you have to build the weapons.
Yeah, I don't think they will, bro.
I don't think so.
That's the only fear I have, because
listen, I don't mind if they add to it,
cosmetics, because the first one had a lot of
cosmetics, shit like that if you want, but rely Dead Space 3, you could literally be more powerful. I'm playing through right now. I almost thought damn, I gotta wait. You send your scavenger bot and he'll get you supplies,
some good stuff.
But I'm damn, I can skip this right now with a click of a button. But I'm fuck that. That's. Man, they learn. I'm telling you, bro. The reception from Dead Space 3. I think Dead Space 3 is a great game. People are mad about it because it's not horror oriented. It's co-op.
Nah, yeah.
It's
team oriented. Yeah.
It is what it is. But the foundation is there. The shooting mechanics, the same enemies shooting limbs apart. Just your ass gets tight. You know what I mean? It's just you're running away. I like Dead Space. I think they should work on the controls. I think the controls are a little, really early PS3 era controls. If you know what I mean. If anybody's played Dead Space,
it's definitely the game holds up right in the looks department, but when it comes to the controls, it is dated. Yeah, I will give you that. It is dated.
You
Hopefully
think so?
It is in terms of movements. It's not a very fast paced game at all. It's very stiff, like tank controls type of game.
I like that though in horror games. I know a lot of people, hated the Resident Evil control scheme and all that, but in reality, if you ask me, like that's kind of what makes the game feel more scary and more claustrophobic, like and just makes it more of a horror survival thing because like the controls are like kind of fighting against you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. And I have played that. Like when I say I haven't played Dead Space, I mean like I haven't dove deep into it. I haven't beaten it, but I have played a few hours of Dead Space. I didn't think the gameplay was bad.
Yeah, I mean it was great. For
No,
for
I'm
the
not
time,
talking about
but we're
gameplay too.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like the actual inputs. Like I think it's like R1 to do just it's just weird.
R1
but you get used to
melee,
it.
I think it's
yeah,
R1
to melee to
and,
stomp. It's just weird.
I played it on keyboard and mouse, so I don't know.
This guy. But it looks really, really good. It does feel like a love letter to fans. Hopefully this does for EA what Resident Evil 2 did for Capcom, the remake. Hopefully it does that, and everybody's excited. If this does well, then that means we're going to get one of the best ones in the collection. A lot of people say the first one's the best one. To me personally, I'm torn. I'm torn. I'm actually with the second one more so because the second one had more just shit, to look out for, from like the decompression things that happen in the world, from those little free fall like things you had to do to get back to the other sections of the ship and stuff like that. It was a lot more they did with Dead Space 2 than 1, but when they eventually do that, that's going to be even more fire. I just hope if they're going to remake 3, they do it right and not do any microtransactions or nothing like that. Hopefully that's not in here. But cosmetics is, again, like we just said, it's fine. But yeah, it looks good. From what we saw, looks really, really good. Shout out to Joey for the $5 super chat. He says, storms up my way in New Hampshire. Hope my Wi-Fi don't go out. Love the channel. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Wait. New Hampshire.
I've had enough of this bad weather, man. The bad weather, bro. It's been raining all
said
summer.
New Hampshire. All summer. It's been raining for the last 3 weeks because Med's been complaining about it. But he said New Hampshire. That's literally like 45 minutes away from me. So if there's a storm there's gonna be a storm here. But right now it's like a beautiful sunny day for the first time in a while.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was sunny most of this week, but man, like a lot of this summer's been rainy and ugly and muggy, and let me tell you, bro, that shit got me with that seasonal affection disorder, man. That's sad. Like I'm trying to go outside, ride my bike, like have fun, and go to the beach and see titties and ass.
Last time it was thundering hard as hell. I was like, bro, there's no way hell I'm doing this. I hate being at a computer when it's thundering and lightning outside. I really do. I just turn.
That's that climate change. Like the guy said in the chat, that's that climate change, bro. The planet's fucked, but let me not bring the vibe down.
Oh,
yay.
Oh man, Activision, good old Activision. Gamers are calling to boycott them. Gamers, they want to boycott Activision after the allegations of racism, I think it was sexism, and a few other things going on at the studios. What you guys think about this? Do you think this is the end of Activision, so to speak, with this whole situation? Do y'all think these guys are really going to pull through and not support Activision?
Absolutely not.
You don't
think
so?
The end of Activision.
Listen,
bro,
the general public,
Call of Duty, dog.
The general public doesn't follow gaming news. They don't know what the fuck is going on. There's gonna be guys buying the Call of Duty that comes out 10 years from now, and they're gonna hear about this. You'll be like, wait, what? They were doing what at Activision? Let's boot this shit up real quick. I gotta play this Warzone. Like, bro, people don't care. People don't care.
I will give you that. Yeah, when it comes to shit like that, they'll give them a pass for the Call of Duty just alone. But
no, but Big Cloud, like I barely heard about this. Like I heard people chatting about it, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, everybody's
rushing on. So if I barely heard about it, like, bro,
but yo, why don't you break down what's going on, Ryan? Because you ain't give no context. What's going on?
No context. I got you. 1 second. Let me go back to it. Had it on my screen. Where is my damn tab for it?
You gotta, man. I don't need no article. So what's going on at Activision right now is that the state of California has launched a straight up investigation on them. I think there's a huge lawsuit going on right now as well, where essentially the workplace culture at Activision sucks. It's what one would label a boys club, where it's a bunch of what they labeled it like a frat culture, a fraternity culture, where basically it's just a bunch of dude bro guys who are sitting around fucking playing Call of Duty and failing upwards. These guys are not good at their jobs, and they're failing upwards. They're getting promotions ahead of their female counterparts who were doing all the work, and basically just treating their female co-workers like shit. They're being denied promotions, and there was actually a story in that lawsuit that I read. Jason Schreier shared this, by the way. If you want to read the whole thing, go to his.
Yeah, I got a
go
few
to
of
his
his
Twitter
tweets
account.
up there. He's got like 14 tweets on this whole thing, just with
Bro,
different parts. It's crazy.
There was a
what's going
woman
on.
who was on a business trip with one of her male superiors,
Mhm.
and she literally committed suicide on this business trip because her coworkers embarrassed her and shamed her. They were over here sharing like nudes of her all over the company.
Really?
And
Damn.
and this woman killed herself because, bro, like, she's humiliated. Like, people were sharing her naked pictures around the
How'd
company.
they get her naked pictures?
Well, obviously she shared
Wow.
it with one
So-
guy. Obviously she shared it with one guy.
I mean, we don't
but-
know this the full, but that's
But
either way, it's
when
fucked.
you share it with one guy and this guy is part of this boys club, he's gonna show his boys and then their boys are gonna show their boys, and all of a sudden everybody in the company knows what your titties look like. And unfortunately, this girl took her own life, and this is the kind of work culture that
That's
is going on at
wild shit.
Activision.
That's wild.
And bro, ain't nobody boycotting this. Ain't nobody boycotting this.
So you think this is going to blow over after a couple of days? You think it's done at this point?
It's not gonna blow over in the sense that like their reputation is definitely gonna take a hit.
Yeah, for
and
sure. Yeah.
and it looks like this lawsuit's in the bag. Like they're gonna have to pay a lot of damages to a lot of different people,
yeah.
and there's gonna be people that are gonna lose their jobs. Absolutely, 100%. But is their business gonna crumble? Is Call of Duty suddenly gonna stop selling? Are people gonna stop logging
I
into
don't know,
Warzone?
like,
Are people gonna stop logging
yeah.
into World of Warcraft, Overwatch, all these games? That's not
Yeah.
gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen, Big
Yeah,
Pop.
it's
That's not gonna-
There's-
that's not
there's
gonna-
no
that's not
sense
gonna
in even
happen.
trying.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
That's true, yeah.
Trust me.
That's not gonna happen.
Nobody
I
cares,
keep getting
bro.
like hardcore, you know what I mean? Those like us that look into this shit and, do these shows or just pay attention. A lot of us might go, you know what, I'm not interested, but casuals will go, it is what it is. Like, I'll buy
Yeah,
it.
but
me
Big Pop,
personally-
even with you guys telling me the story, is it gonna stop me from buying the next Call of Duty? It's not.
Yeah.
It's
I mean-
it might sound cruel, but it doesn't like.
I actually don't play
I don't play Call of Duty
any-
no more. That's the
or
fucked up
I
part.
don't play much or any Activision games, period. Like I haven't bought Call of Duty since, I don't know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I haven't bought Call of Duty in years.
Yeah.
I don't play World of Warcraft. The last like heavy game that I was into that was an Activision game was Hearthstone, and that was in 2017. I was a heavy Hearthstone player for years, from like 16 to like 18.
Right.
But outside that, I don't play Activision games. So honestly, like I can virtue
Next,
signal and say,
published or
I'm boycotting.
Activision made games? Published or
Same
both?
thing, because they don't publish games out that they don't develop. The only game that I can even remember that they
did
didn't
Crash
develop that they
Bandicoot.
published was Sekiro.
They did Crash Bandicoot and Sekiro, because the remake of Crash.
Well, that's why I
Bandicoot.
was gonna
Yeah.
bring that up. Like,
Yeah, because I
Well,
beat that.
the
yeah,
fact is
yeah,
that they
and
do
Sekiro.
publish some games that they themselves didn't develop, but that's actually
Yeah.
very few games.
That's true, yeah.
But these games ain't getting boycotted, bro. Like these games are like some of the biggest games on the planet.
Yeah,
People
but
aren't
I'm
gonna
trying to
stop playing
think.
Wars.
Yeah.
other than Call of Duty, man, what is it that they really? Because I'm
World
not
of
really.
Warcraft,
World of Warcraft,
Hearthstone,
and-
Okay.
Overwatch.
Yeah. Overwatch.
You
Yeah.
gotta
I'm not interested
gotta
in really
remember,
none of those
Activision-
games.
I
All
know,
right,
yeah.
but that's not the question. The question is, what are the games that the people play? Bro, Hearthstone is huge.
Yeah.
Fucking World of
Warcraft
Warcraft,
is
even
huge.
though
Warcraft is
even
definitely
though World of
huge.
Warcraft's on the decline right now, it's still huge.
Yeah.
Right.
And Overwatch, again, another game that's definitely on the decline, still huge.
Yeah.
These
The
games ain't
second
getting
one's coming
boycotted,
out
fam.
too.
These games ain't getting boycotted, fam.
Said Sekiro's coming up.
No, the second Overwatch is.
Oh,
coming
I
out.
was
Second
just,
Overwatch.
I was like, what? Another Sekiro was announced? Wait, what? When was this? Shit.
And like I said, I don't really play these games, but
Yeah.
if I was an avid player of these games, would these things make me stop playing these games? I'm sorry to tell you, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a piece of shit. Maybe I'm an asshole.
No, you're not.
But-
Because one incident
probably
doesn't.
not.
It's not.
You know, this
kind
kind of reminds you of in a weird
Diff-
way. Yeah, I remember the crazy work hours for Rockstar. Everybody wanted to
Yeah.
boycott Rockstar
That's
games over
different,
Rockstar.
though.
But yeah, a lot of people were saying like they're
This
done.
is
Like,
completely
it's
different.
unethical. Yeah, I know they were like it's unethical. They don't treat. You know what I mean? Like they was saying shit like that. It's unethical. They don't care about developers. Vice versa.
Yeah.
Not supporting them. And we saw how quick that didn't last. They still went and bought all the games. They supported everything. Yeah.
These boycotts never work. These quote unquote boycotts, they never work.
Especially the petitions.
And at the end of the day, gamers are fickle. Gamers
Yeah.
will do all this rah shit on Twitter, and then turn around and buy these games day one, and might even buy the fucking advanced edition that costs $30 extra and whatever. And ultimately, like, I'm the kind of guy that, again, this might make me sound bad or look bad, but I separate art from the artist. Like, I still listen to Michael Jackson. I still listen to R. Kelly. I still think Bill Cosby's funny. Like,
man, do you eat hamburgers? You eat chicken? Like, all these animals are fucking slaughtered and treated like they just literally like they're stuck in these little. I seen how chickens are bred up, and they're stuck in these little 2x4 boxes.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
So I mean, this shit exists everywhere. It's just
I still buy my iPhones.
Pick and shoot.
This was made by fucking people in China making 4 cents an hour. I still bought the shit. Like, listen, you trying to live your life completely ethical is impossible. Completely impossible. You're not going to have a smartphone. You're not going to have nothing to eat. And what games are you going to play? What music are you going to listen to? What TV shows are you going to watch? What books are you going to read? Listen, there are fucked up people in every industry. Every industry has fucked up practices. And I'm not trying to say that, like, what's going on at Activision is okay. I'm not excusing that. But my point is that if you expect people to just suddenly put their controller down and not play these games, you're fucking hugely mistaken. It's not going to happen.
And when I say Call of Duty, look, I'm not even like a big COD guy, but every year, like, everybody buys it, so I end up buying it, it's just to play a few multiplayer. But like, I'm not a big Call of Duty guy at all. But the fact of the matter is, like, it is what, like, again, like, I hate to sound like a piece of shit, but it doesn't affect me. That's the sad part. Like, what happened is awful, and I'm sure there'll be some sort of fucking change over there. There has to be, like, somebody died because of it. Somebody died because of it. So there's gonna be some sort of a, they're gonna go and clean everybody out because it's ridiculous. But then, like, again, there's always multiple sides to a story, and there's always questions why they did this and why they did that. But the important thing is somebody lost their life over something.
That's just one story, though. That's just one story, because it was a long thread. It's a long lawsuit. It's the kind of thing that's like 80 pages type shit. Like, and a lot of people ain't gonna read through all that. So I just, I read the cliff notes or whatever. But ultimately, like I said, like, people are still gonna play these games, man. But I tell you what, I tell you this, Bobby Kotick. It's Bobby Kotick, right? The guy who's the CEO, who fucking lays off 100 people and then collects a $50 million bonus at the end of every fiscal year. I don't see how he survives this. I don't see how he survives this.
He's a billionaire.
He has to lose his job. He has to lose his job.
Yeah, he's losing his job, but he even losing his job, he ain't hurting. You think
about no, of course not. The dude's got millions and millions and millions in the bank.
He's not hurting, even if he paid out of pocket for these allegations.
But the fact is that even if, like, when you're the principal of a school, when you're the head coach of a football team, when you're the CEO of a company, and some shit is going on underneath your nose that you probably didn't even have any idea about,
you go down.
That doesn't matter. Yeah. That doesn't matter. You're in charge. You're the head guy. It's off with your head. It's off with your head because you should have been aware of these things. You should have been working to fix these things. Yeah. And whether or not Bobby Kotick was complicit in these things, he's got to go.
Blaze, what you think about that? You second guess that?
No, bro. I mean, whatever, bro. Captain's got to go down with the ship. It is what it is.
Yeah. Whoever's in charge, they have to. Bro, something has to change. Something has to change. And at the end of the day, a lot of things they trickle down from the top to the bottom. And you facilitate this culture. You got to go.
The whole like, hey, guys are running the show, and that sounds like a nice 2020 article right there. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. But like, again, like, we don't know what's going on. Like, maybe these females are being treated like shit. Maybe they are putting in all the hours and doing all the extra work while these guys drink Red Bulls and finger their ass. Like, who knows? Like, we don't know this stuff. So that's why, like, I'm sick of hearing stupid little complaints. I'm not saying this situation is stupid. I'm saying, like, in general, like, it's always like some little, people are working too much overtime, this and that. Like, I'm so used to hearing it that I've become numb to it. Like, I don't, like, when I hear it, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's like, I'm so sick of hearing It's like, bro, the video game industry is demanding. It's always in demanding. It's exploded with popularity over the last decade. It's always going to be in demand, and you know they got to meet these criteria and these notes, and unfortunately, like, yeah, people end up fucking slaving out over there, and shit gets fucking, you know what I mean? Shit gets weird over there, bro. It's just what it is, and you know, I don't know. It's tough, bro. And then people say, well, I'm sure they get a nice paycheck, and you know they're doing what they want, and I really stand by that. Like, yo, you are doing what you want, like that.
Yeah.
If your dream was to make video games and you're actually doing that, like, bro, I would like that's like sometimes I'm playing a game, like, man, I wish I was in the development studio. I would tell them to fucking add some gore, man, add some more blood. What were they thinking here? Like, you know, but I guess there's a double-edged sword because no matter what you end up doing, there's always somebody over you, hounding you and watching you and critiquing everything you fucking do. And sometimes, and most of the time, it's not fair.
Yeah. Honestly, Blaze, I hear what you're saying, but I don't like what you're saying at all.
I mean, bro, this is why we have opinions.
Because obviously, like you said, there's definitely two sides to every coin. But if there's 50 people pointing the finger at you, even if 49 of them are lying, one of them is right. Even if half the shit we heard about, even if half the shit that's being reported in this document, in this lawsuit, is false.
But what do you not like? Because I said I've jumped everywhere.
I just feel like you're kind of like what's like justifying it or being apologetic about it, like justifying the behavior of these people with the thing at Activision. Like,
no, I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about Activision anymore.
I think this shit is unacceptable. You're saying, like, oh, these people should be happy because they're doing what they love. They're making games. But what if I've been slaving away at this position, making the same money for years while you've been sitting on your fat ass doing nothing, and you've been getting raises and promotions and going on fucking company fucking paid vacations, and I've been here slaving my ass off.
Yeah.
All right, and go somewhere else where they treat me the exact same?
Bro, so what you're saying is every video game, every gaming developers, they all treat people the same. That's what
he's
saying.
not saying that, but the
risk
of going there is still there.
My point is, instead of saying, "Oh, you don't like it here, leave," why don't we fix here?
Yeah.
Why can't we make here a better place?
But that's what I'm saying, man.
If here sucks, bounce, why don't we make this place a better place to be?
But Meds, first of all, I wasn't really just laying into the act. I'm saying in general, like we always hear stories. So I'm talking about in general, like the video game industry in general.
Bro, where there's smoke,
I'm not talking about just Activision. Okay, but what I was like, you making it sound like I'm just pointing out Activision. I'm talking about everybody.
I
understand
that there's issues
all the time.
I understand that there's issues everywhere. But like we hear about certain situations like Big Cloud brought up earlier, where developers are being fucking worked down to the bone. Right? Okay, cool. At the end of the day, the game's going to come out, and they're probably all going to connect really nice bonuses, right? Yeah. And it's going to probably make it all worth it, right? Like the stuff that happened over there at a Gearbox. They said that some of the bonuses that these people got from these games that they fucking crunched their ass off to make, they were able to buy houses off these bonuses. Okay, cool. The fucking shitty conditions and everything, you worked your ass off. You fucking lost sleep. You fucking lost hair. Your hair turned gray. Okay, at the end of the day, maybe it paid off. These people are working themselves to the bone and watching other people being lazy get the fruits of their labor. That's unacceptable.
Bro, that's every job, man. I swear to God, that's every job.
Okay, I understand that, but
is it not, Mets?
No, I get that, bro. Listen, there's a lot of people where I work that I definitely feel like these motherfuckers shouldn't be where they at.
I should work harder.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's the way that things should be. That's the way that things are in a lot of places. But that doesn't mean we should just be like, that's just the way it is. I guess we're just giving up and whatever.
Accept it. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we can try and make these situations better. We don't have to accept these shitty situations. That's all I'm saying. Like,
no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I don't like the mentality, oh, you don't like it, leave. Like with the whole fucking the last fucking 4 years of the Trump presidency. Oh, you don't like Trump being president? Leave.
Yeah.
Well, like, man, like look at from this perspective. Like every time I go on Twitter, like, oh, there's always like companies like Insomniac hiring. What I'm saying is, you're talented. You went to school for this. Like, if the situation is that bad right there, and you've spoken up multiple times, why would you stay?
Yeah, but
why would you stay if you've spoken up a million? But hold on, if you spoke up all these times and nobody ever changes. You keep getting treated like shit. Why wouldn't you try to look at a different company? Why?
Listen, Blaze, a lot of these people have roots in the places where they work. They move to these places. They fucking meet somebody. Their children go to these schools that are in this place.
They got to start all over.
Their children's friends live here. Oh, I have a sweet fucking job offer. It's at Sucker Punch, an amazing studio. But now I got to move my family from LA to Seattle. My kids don't want to leave their friends. My wife likes living here in LA. I'm just going to suck it up and keep working here because my family likes it here. Like, instead of telling me, pack up and bounce, why can't we make where we are right now a better place?
Well, Jack, like you just said, Insomniac has allegations right now. That's my whole fucking point. It's every fucking company has people complaining about one situation or another. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. This is the workforce in general, bro. This is really what it is, bro. Like, that's just what it is, dude. And I'm not saying one is better than the other in certain, like, I'm sure there's workplace out there that it's even and, you know, you work your ass off and you know, it pays off at the end of the day. But for the most part, even where I work, like, people are neglected and miserable and the morale is low. You come to work, it's just fucking miserable. Right. Everybody's morale is down. It's just like, this is workplace, bro. Because look, this is what the world tells you to do. Work until you're fucking 65 years old. And then when you can retire, and then they say, hey, collect a check and go enjoy your life. First of all, that check might not be able to even cover my bills. And secondly, I'm 65 years old. What am I supposed to do? What can I go enjoy, man? I would like, this is the problem with the whole world. I'm saying, like, you work your whole life, then you retire when you're 65, 70 years old. Yeah. You're 20 years out.
I hear what you're saying, Blaze. Yeah. And here's what I'm, because I agree with you. And here's I guess what my point is.
It's a good ass conversation, by the way.
Every big movement, like, you don't make a fucking building by just fucking taking a building and dropping it.
Right.
You make it brick by brick.
Exactly.
And it has to start with the first brick.
The foundation.
Like, we need to start fucking dropping the first brick. If we never drop the first brick, the second and third and fourth is never going to get dropped. So it needs to start somewhere. And maybe it starts here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it can start here. And hopefully it does start here because, bro, these are serious allegations, bro. They are absolutely going to lose this. I don't care how many high-powered lawyers they got. They're absolutely going to lose this. There's a mountain of evidence against them. And they're going to lose millions, maybe even over $1 billion in damages. And, bro, it has to start somewhere, man, because the gaming industry, in terms of working in it, is fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that's happening in America, like, for the last, like, 50 years, where the middle class has declined.
Yeah.
The poor people have gotten poorer, the rich have gotten richer, and the middle class has shrunk.
Yep.
And that has happened because of suppressing unionization. And I'm not that fucking smart, so I'm not going to go deeper into it because I don't know. But the fact is that there's many industries that would benefit from unionization, and I think the video games industry is one of these industries. And again, maybe this is a step in that direction. Maybe this is the first brick that can be laid to change things.
That's funny you say unionization, bro. At my job, if you say the word union there, it's like saying the F word out loud. People have been pushing. Yeah, at my job, they want to get a union so bad. Because like my job, the morale is really like hard. Like it's so bad at my job. But
I remember you told me about it. Like, that's what you like, because even when you're on the phone, you don't be sounding like so like you know, bro, what I mean? Like hype. No, you just be so low. Like you just like, bro, here we go. Like here we go with this shit. Like you know what I mean? Like that type of vibe when you go to
It's
work.
Cool. Look, the thing I'm trying to say is like, and Med's saying about the foundation. That's the exact way to do it. But the problem is like people always put themselves before anybody else. Like greed takes over. Absolutely. Money, when there's money and people get greedy and they want to make sure they're okay. And then guess what? Then they get their friend that just has no experience at all, and they call them and they get them in that position because it's their friend. And of course they're going to take care of their friend or their family member. And then this is what happens. And people, in the workforce and everything in life, people skip steps, and they end up skipping steps to get to a certain point where they're comfortable. And honestly, like, and Meds, you know what? I hate my workplace and like, why don't I leave, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's 5 minutes away from my fucking house. I'm so comfortable that I know what I'm doing. Nobody's gonna come bother me.
Right.
And you end up being comfortable. Your laziness is the downfall of you staying at your job.
Yeah, and a certain lifestyle that you build for yourself. If you were used to making $1 million a year, that's just a random number, but let's say it's $1 million a year, bro. That means, because a lot of people think that, oh, if I just got a way better job, then my life would change. No, it wouldn't.
No,
because let's suppose you make $50,000 a year. You're living a $50,000 a year life. You live in a $50,000 a year home. You drive a $50,000 a year car. When you get that $1 million a year job, guess what? You're going to upgrade your car. You're going to upgrade your house. You're going to upgrade your style of living. You're going to upgrade your diet. And suddenly, at the end of every paycheck, you're going to have the same amount left as you did when you made $50,000. Because as your finances changed, your lifestyle changed.
Yeah, your perspective.
And a lot of these people, they cannot afford to just quit their jobs because who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to pay the car note? Who's going to pay the insurance? My kids need health insurance. And in this country, your health insurance is tied to your job. What if my kid gets sick? I can't leave this job, dude. I need this job.
Like, you know, want me to tell you a serious situation that's going on at my work? Bro, they had a meeting saying, hey, you know, we hit a threshold. We're not forcing any employees to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Then we get an email a week later saying, hey, guys, if you don't get the vaccine by August 12th and it's not uploaded to the system, we're going to suspend you for 3 months. This is all facts. To suspend you for 3 months with no pay, no insurance. Now, people are standing. A lot of people put their notice in. A lot of people just gave in and got the vaccine. I am not getting this vaccine.
Yeah.
I talked to my girl. My girl said, fuck that. No. Who the fuck? Like, that's employee intimidation. Like, bro, I went up to him and they were talking and stuff. And I'm like, I'm telling the HR director, I'm like, it's not about the right to do it. I've talked to my cousin and his lawyers, and they said that, yes, you guys technically have the right to force us to get a vaccine because it's a private place and blah, blah, blah. But morally, is it right? Are you going to come tell my kids that daddy lost his job because I won't stick myself with a vaccine that I don't even know the effects of? Yeah. Every day I turn on the news, I see another effect. Oh, Blaze, come on. My arm was numb. I was sick for a few days, but I'm good. Really? You're good now. You're good now.
Blaze, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. When you went to school as a kid, you had to get these vaccinations.
Bro.
When I left high school, because I went 2 years after high school without going to college. When I went to college, they were like, yo, you got them vaccinations? I'm like, what vaccination? I've been vaccinated my whole life. Like, oh, you need this meningitis vaccination, you need this and this and that. And what choice did I have? If I wanted to go to fucking college, I had to get these vaccinations.
But the difference is, Meds, those vaccinations have been around for 50 fucking years. They're tried and true. Number one. Number two, when you're a kid, what choice do you got? You get your ass in the car and go get a shot with your mom. And she tells you you're going to the candy shop, but you're really getting a shot in your ass. That's the difference, man. You understand? I'm a grown man, okay? My state, Massachusetts, doesn't require me to get a shot, but here's this place telling me that if I don't, even though I'm willing to wear a mask the whole fucking time, they're requiring me to get a shot. That's the difference, man. Those vaccines are tried and true, bro. They've been around for 100 years, bro.
I don't want to have a vax conversation on
I know, but I'm just saying, like, those are just the facts from my point of view.
But if you ask me, you should get the vaccination. I got the vaccination. I haven't grown a tentacle. I'm fine.
You're fine, but guess what? You were fucked up for 3 days, weren't you?
Yeah, I was sick for a day. I was sick for a day. I was sick for a day. It wasn't 3 days. It was a day.
Okay.
And I did feel like shit. I did feel like shit. I felt like shit for a day. But listen, bro, now I feel fine. And now I don't have to wear a mask anywhere I go. And if anybody, I guess, but why is that? I don't want to have this vaccine conversation.
I know, but it's just but you get what I'm saying? Med, you went to a soccer game, you go to a Red Sox game. I was on an airport shoulder to shoulder with people, bumping into people, sweating all over me and shit. But you telling me my job is requiring me? You know why? Because they just want to reach the threshold and say, hey, we got 90% of the workforce and the students that all have. That's all it is.
Yep. Say, look,
ultimately,
yep.
Ultimately, here's the thing, right? It's a private business and they're allowed to do whatever they want. The NFL is doing the exact same thing. The NFL is doing the exact same thing. I don't know if you've checked ESPN, have read any of the things.
Of course, but
the NFL is doing the
what?
exact same thing.
But guess
Because
what?
these are
They're-
private businesses and they're allowed to do what you want, and you're a private citizen, and you can make your own choice too, Blaze.
But Meds, the NFL, it's either you play NFL or you go play in Canada. Like, these dudes are making triple figures, bro. They're professional athletes. Of course, they're just gonna do it, bro.
Listen, bro, at the end of the day, I'm gonna die someday anyway. So if this vaccine kills me 20 years from now, the cigarettes are gonna kill me regardless. So,
Bro, 20 years, I would take 20. If they said in 20 years, fine, I'll take that. I'll sign up for 20 years. But we don't really fucking know. It's
listen,
not the point, Meds. It's
I'm
the
gonna die
point
regardless.
of, Meds, when somebody, Meds, if I told you you have to do something, when no one else tells you you have to do it, if I tell you, you're not gonna feel some type of way, like, nah, I'm not now, bro. Them giving away, my Governor Baker, the fucking governor of Massachusetts is literally giving away $100,000 to like 20 random people if they get the vaccine. It's just random. You know, that's fucking red flags, bro. Why they do? What the fuck?
Why are they doing that? Because a lot of people don't want to take the fucking vaccine.
Wow.
No shit.
That's why.
That's
exactly.
some red flags.
Meds, I don't get the flu shot. I don't get the flu shot. I never have. I didn't get coronavirus. I never got coronavirus. If I do, I do. But I never got it. Like, why do I want to put that in? Why do I need to do that? I don't.
Yeah.
All right, man. I mean, that's your choice, bro. I'm not having this conversation.
All right, I guess we'll move on.
Anyway,
from that.
Activision is fucked. Bobby Kotick should be fired. Long story short, Blaze. I mean, not Blaze. Ryan, because you like to talk to me and Blaze and hear us hash shit out. What do you think about this shit?
About the whole situation? I mean, like I
Yeah,
said,
right.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
agree.
just been sitting here eating popcorn, watching me and Blaze argue about this shit. What do you think, bro?
Nah, I agree. I agree with what you guys are saying. There definitely needs to be some, solutions for this situation. This shit needs to be addressed, absolutely. But as far as like Activision like going under, like a lot of people are saying, or this boycott thing, like petitions, let's keep it a buck. Petitions don't do shit to these companies. Can we agree with this?
Are you saying change.org isn't? Are you implying that change.org isn't an important organization that makes change in life?
Not the way these guys are using it with these petitions. A lot of these petitions don't do shit. Like, hey, get Jim Ryan out of PlayStation. Oh, it's got 50,000 signatures.
That was sarcasm, Ryan.
I know, but I'm saying.
No petition does fucking anything, bro. No petition does fucking anything. Period. That shit can have 500,000 signatures. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Like, people think these petitions do shit. They don't do shit. They don't look at these petitions. If anything, they're laughing at these goddamn petitions. So it's like pointless. But there needs to be solutions and there needs to be fixes for this shit. Absolutely. And as far as like the morale of like working for Activision, I mean, if you had fear for Activision a long time ago, especially with the way they treat their customers by giving you the same bullshit, I can only imagine what it's like working for a company like that. I can only imagine. So I'm up in the air with the whole situation.
Bro, Activision is a well-oiled machine. Think about it. They got one franchise, Call of Duty, and they got 3 separate developers that continue to recycle and make the same game, bro. They literally, 1 year it's fucking Sledgehammer. 1 year it's just crazy when you think about that. Like, Call of Duty so important to them. Okay, and it really is to the gaming industry. Like, whether you like them or not, bro, Call of Duty changed a lot, bro. When it came out,
you'll get the shit every year, which is fucking absurd at this point. Every year you'll get Call of Duty, not every week.
Hey, Meds, by the way,
like every year you'll get this shit.
Yeah.
By the way, Meds, down the line, I definitely intended to get a shot, but as soon as they forced it on me,
you said fuck it, right? You just said I'm
no, I don't
done.
want
it. So now you're just being stubborn.
No, it's not stubborn.
No,
because look,
it makes sense.
It's a choice that I make. Like anybody up, Meds, you know why? You're mad that you got that little, you got that Dead Space virus in you, and you're mad that I don't. And that's it. You just want me to have it with you.
I'm not mad at all. If you don't want to get it, that's on you. I don't care.
But anyway,
I'm not mad at you or anybody else who doesn't want to get it. I got it for selfish reasons. I wanted to go to soccer games. I wanted to go to sporting events. And when I went to buy tickets, they said, "Yo, you want to come? You need to show either a negative COVID test or you need to show proof of vaccination." And guess what? I don't want no fucking long ass Q-tip shoved up my nose and tickling my brain. So I decided to fucking get the vaccination. It was literally that simple. It was that selfish. Literally, I did it so I could go places.
That's like the worst feeling of all time.
Can I say one more thing, Big Cloud, about the
Go.
stupid vaccine, and I'm done?
Go ahead.
My work, we get tested once a week. Okay, we get a COVID test, whether you're vaccinated or not. You get tested once a week. That's the whole other.
What? So even if you're on file for the vaccine, you have to take.
Yeah, we get tested. Let me recurrent. If you're not vaccinated, you get tested. You get tested every week. If you're vaccinated, you get tested every other week. Okay, but the point is, I'm being tested every week. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And you do it yourself. You get a Q-tip and you rub your nose, both nostrils, stick it in the tube, and you print out a name when you swipe your card. So the thing is, like, anyway, it's just control, bro. I'm sick of everybody wants to control you, bro. Everybody, down from the government to your girlfriend, to control you, bro. And I don't want to.
Welcome to fucking life, bro.
That's like the worst. That's the worst feeling ever. Same thing as the workforce. Shit, oh man. That's the worst feeling ever, that fucking COVID test.
That's why I said welcome to the workforce when you said this place and that place. That's why I literally said the same thing. Welcome to the workforce.
Oh, man. Shout out to Kid Smooth, man. Kid Smooth pretty much confirmed what we talked about, I think, last show, Bliss. All you guys, we talked about it. But EA charging you for next-gen upgrades. Crazy, $100.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Because I don't feel like they are charging you for next gen upgrades at all. They're charging you for 2 separate copies of the game, and in fact, they're giving you a slight discount. If you spend $100, you get the last gen and you get the current gen version. That to me is not a scam. In fact, you're getting a bit of a discount. And quite frankly, if you're one of these people who buy Madden or FIFA or any of these games every fucking year,
explain that to me, Vince.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Hold on.
Can you explain the $100 thing?
So basically, that's
only if you want both versions, right?
So basically, the very first edition of these games, right? So 21, I guess, last year that came out. If you bought the last gen version, I think you could upgrade for free in the first, I think, 6 months or 3 months. They give you an option to upgrade if you cop a next gen console in the next few months. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They upgrade you for free. But now they're done upgrading you for free. And if you want to be upgraded in the future, you need to buy the more expensive version, which 2K also did last year. 2K didn't upgrade you for free. 2K charged you the $100 Kobe edition, right? If you wanted to get both versions. And yeah, so now EA is following.
Only for both versions.
Yeah, like if you still only have a Xbox One or a PS4, if you want the dual entitlement,
then who gives a fuck?
Then they're gonna charge you $100 for it. But personally, like I said,
so
if you're one of these sheep,
if you want to go back to what Kid Smooth showed for it, they were locking all the shit behind the $100 edition, such as ray tracing and the next gen upgrades for this. So if you want all,
because if you want the next,
it wasn't on the base model.
But Big Cloud, hold on.
That's not true. If you buy the next gen edition by itself, you get everything.
Yeah, if I buy the next gen version on my PS5,
it's not $100.
It was.
No, it's not.
It wasn't on the store.
Bro, on PS5. If you have a PS5, or if you have a Series X or Series S, you can just spend the standard $70 or $60, whatever it is.
I'm trying to tell you, it wasn't on the store. It was just a bundled thing that we saw. They didn't have it on the store.
Can we check that?
Unless they fixed it. Unless they fixed it, it wasn't on the store. It was just a $100 bundle.
But Big Cloud, that's what I was arguing about when you brought that up. I'm like, wait, so you have to spend $100 no matter what? That don't make sense. That would retard. So this is only if you want both versions. But why the fuck would I go play on my PS4 if I have the PS5 version?
Well, the chat says that you don't get ray tracing. Go look it up. Well, listen, again, if you're gonna buy a $70 edition of a game for your next gen console and you're not getting ray tracing, then you deserve it. You're an idiot. And if you spend the $100, again, you deserve it, and you're an idiot.
Wait,
what you need
ray tracing on a soccer game? What are you gonna ray trace the reflection of the ball on some guy's head?
I understand football, maybe the helmets. But I'm like,
but
I don't know about
soccer?
FIFA. Yeah, I don't know.
Bro, ultimately, I don't have any sympathy for the people who buy the sports games every single year.
All right, so
if you choose to do that, then that's on you. You've been getting fucked for years, and you're gonna continue to get fucked.
Yeah. Okay, so for Madden, this is what they have here. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys. Hold on.
And this is up to
By
date.
accident.
All right, shout out to Kid Smooth. Go check him out. Make sure you guys can hear this. All right, let's play it.
All right, I think I just discovered something by accident. I think EA and Madden are charging for ray tracing. This is the $70 standard edition. You know, you get the 60 frames, you get 120 frames per second. Option is 4K. But when we go to the expensive option, you know, this $90 thing right here, you know, make sure we're clicking on the right one. And we go to the features. Look at this.
I don't really see
ray tracing.
what you're trying to show me.
Why is it on that option?
Can you hear it?
This is the
No, I don't hear
$90
anything.
version. Now we're going to go back
On the
to
stream
the
and
$70 version.
YouTube stream.
We're going to click on it again to confirm. We're going to go to, where's ray tracing? It's gone.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear
Is
it.
ray tracing behind a paywall? All right.
The people
I think I just
listening to the
discovered
podcast
something
hear
by
it.
accident.
Bro, that's gotta be a
I
typo.
think EA.
Bro, I don't know. That's the thing. You don't
There's
know.
no way.
It's
You
Th-
telling
that's
me ray
crazy.
tracing
That's
is worth
crazy.
$100?
That's crazy.
Listen,
if they're
listen,
doing
both
this
of you
shit,
guys-
that's crazy. That is crazy.
both of you guys.
Okay,
both
but
of you
Big
guys
Cloud,
have
everything else
PS5s.
is there.
Both
I
of you
don't
guys
know.
have PS5s. Why don't you boot up your PS5? Check the store right now.
No, but
Instead of-
Meds, that's on the Xbox. So what I'm saying is the 120 FPS, the 4K, the 60, all that shit, everything, they both show the exact same things except for ray tracings. So it's got to be a fucking. There's no way they're gonna charge you an extra $40 just to have ray tracing in the game. There's no fucking way. I don't understand that.
I don't know, man. That's the whole thing. Up in the air at that point. I'm gonna have to
Maybe
check
they're
this
doing
later.
that to trick people into
To
to
paying
make
100.
people-
I mean,
Yeah.
you never know. They probably would do some shit like that. So it's up in the air.
Well, listen,
move
like I
on
said,
from this. What's up?
the people who buy these games every year, you've been getting fucked for years, and you're going to continue to get fucked as long as you keep supporting these games. And ultimately, all of these sports games should be free-to-play games with paid updates. Period. That gets updated every year. And actually, one of the companies that make these sports games actually has made that change, and I welcome it, and I'm happy that they did that. You know Pro Evolution Soccer, right, Blaze?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
They've
secondary.
been doing that.
That's the secondary. That's the secondary. Soccer game that's out there. Pro Evolution Soccer PES, right? And the next PES game, it's just called. They changed the name. It's no longer called PES. And for old school gamers, this
Winning
was the
11.
game that used to be called Winning 11. Right.
I know.
It used to be called Winning 11. It changed to PES, and now it has a new name, and it's going free to play, and it's doing exactly what I said that they should do. It's going to become a platform, and it's called eFootball. And they're doing what's right, in my opinion. And
I like that direction, but for certain shit, I don't like. Like, you know, when character, when they gotta change. Like, what about if they want to change the engine, or there's certain stuff. Like, I don't know what they can do.
Then they'll come out with a new platform. You don't need to change the engine every year.
You don't.
How often do these engines change? Usually, Blaze, and you know this to be true, they change the engine probably right at the start of a new gen or a year into the new gen, and then that remains the engine for the rest of the generation. Why can't we have?
And they work on that. Yeah, they'll add to the engine. Right.
Why can't we have the platform for a whole gen? Like this eFootball shit. I'm probably not gonna play it because honestly, like I'm over sports games. Period. But if I were to play a soccer game, I'd probably fuck with eFootball because it's free and I'm cheap, and I'm gonna get the updates year after year regardless. And if I want to support the game and spend a little money in microtransactions, then I'll do so. And if I don't, then I won't. And trust me, if EA makes FIFA free, they're gonna lose, some upfront money. But we all know, everybody in the know knows that the money that they make from FIFA isn't from sales. Sure, they get money from sales, but they make it from FIFA Ultimate Team, and FIFA Ultimate Team's not going anywhere. Yeah. So they have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. There's a reason why Call of Duty Warzone is the Call of Duty now. Most people don't even fucking like Cold War. They're either still
Cold War is
playing
awful.
they're either still playing the one from Modern Warfare, or they're playing Warzone. And guess what? Warzone is fucking free, and they're making millions off of it. So everybody knows that the money in gaming, if you want to have an ongoing game, you need to make the game free. What's the game that grosses the most money? It's League of Legends. It's fucking Dota 2. It's fucking Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
The free games are the ones that make the most money. So
Where's
let's
your
not
camera, bro? Your camera.
Oh, my bad. So everybody knows that these games are the ones that make the most money. So these companies literally are just sticking to tradition for tradition's sake.
Yeah.
And if they make these games free, they're not going to lose any money. And eventually, maybe not in the first year or two, but eventually they're actually going to increase their profits from these games. Because we talk about it all the time, Blaze. You play Rogue Company all the time, right? And you're like, fuck, man, this game is free. Like, let me toss them some bucks. Because I enjoy this game so much. I'm just going to toss them some bucks just because I enjoy it so much. And a lot of people feel that way, man.
Yeah.
You know, FIFA though, like I get excited for FIFA every year because, you know, bro, it's if you like soccer, even Madden, bro. I like when it's football season, bro. I want the new Madden. Unfortunately, I do. It's just it is what it is. If anybody, I seen somebody say FIFA's my crack, yo, pull up, bro. I would love to test because I don't play FIFA like I used to, but I'd love to test the waters. But yo, the thing is, like being in the mood for football season or soccer, like it makes me want to play that. Like my career modes and playing online, this shit, it sucks. You know, the sports, like we're so tied to sports. Some people are so invested into sports that they can't help it, man. That's all they got. They don't like shooters. They like sports, and you know, what I mean, that's all they got.
Absolutely.
All right.
But I just feel like it would only benefit everybody. It would benefit the gamer to get the game for free, and it would benefit EA ultimately, and 2K and all these other companies who make these sports games, because eventually they're going to rake in more money than they were just selling the $60 or $70 edition, right? And one thing I need to say about FIFA real quick. EA is saying that they don't want to upgrade the PC version to the current gen version because they don't want to leave low spec PC gamers behind. I sympathize with low spec PC gamers. I do. I was once a low spec PC gamer. But
maybe they got a stat out there, man.
Ultimately, no, yeah, absolutely. Listen, there's a bunch of people who have bum ass PCs, laptops, like all sorts of bum ass PCs that boot up and play FIFA every day. But guess what? You make this game have higher requirements. Are these people going to quit playing FIFA? Like you said, a lot of these people, these sports games are the only games they play. These sports games are their gaming world.
Yeah.
These sports games are the gaming world. And if they tell you, listen, you got to upgrade your PC to play this game, what are these people going to do? They're going to upgrade their fucking PCs. So let's stop fucking the people who have actually decent PCs. And mind you, I don't have like this extravagant, amazing $4,000 PC. I don't. But my PC can certainly run the next version of FIFA. And I don't want to be held back by bum PC gamers. I'm sorry to say it. I don't want to be held back by bum PC gamers. And if you make the requirements higher, guess what? People are going to go out and they're going to upgrade their PCs. So, EA, you're not listening, but upgrade the fucking FIFA PC version, please and thank you. Because then maybe we can get
fucking ridiculous.
Maybe we can get crossplay. I want to play FIFA with my buddies that's on PS5 and Xbox Series X, but I can't because you're limiting me to the bum PS4 and Xbox One version when I have a nice ass PC that's better than the fucking next gen consoles. Come on, stop the bullshit.
All the power that's on PC, man, and they can't fucking.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, bro. Like I don't care about the people who have PCs that are as powerful as an iPad. Fuck those people, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a small little tangent on the sports game thing. Go on, Ryan.
Oh no. Good points. As always, man. Good points. I guess we'll move on. Next topic, I guess. Next topic. So Let's get into this. Let's see. Steam Deck, 30 FPS, reportedly. They're going for that. So,
Okay.
what's going on with this shit? What's going on there, Medina?
Lay down the foundation because I got a lot to say.
This stuff to say at $400 on these set.
Lay down the foundation. Lay down the foundation for me, Big Club.
This guy, you take it over. You take it over. Let's take it over.
All right, so since
say
Ryan don't want to host a podcast, I'll host a podcast.
Nah, I don't even want to say it. It's
so
30 frames.
so basically, Gaben and them, Lord Gaben, is basically saying that that 2K, not 2K, what am I talking about? The Steam Deck is going to be targeting 800p, 30 frames per second on current and future titles, and I mean that's fine. But my response to that is, says who? Says you? You don't get to tell me what I can do on my PC.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I never expected the Steam Deck to play the newest games, the very newest games. I'm talking like games that have yet to come out at 60 frames per second, because these games are only going to get more and more and more intensive.
Not even our graphics cards can do that at some point.
Right. That's why eventually, as a PC gamer, you have to upgrade your shit, because eventually, if you want to play the newest, baddest game, then you're going to have to upgrade your shit. Me personally, if you have listened to this podcast for years, I've been on this podcast for years. These guys have known me for years. These guys know that when I play a AAA game, I probably got to that shit like 2-3 years late.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't really play a lot. I don't really play a lot of AAA games.
You don't bomb day one.
I don't play a lot of AAA games. That's number one. And
It's a good call.
I don't. And I don't play AAA games day one ever, just because like my backlog is so retarded that I'm not going to spend $60 or $70 on a brand new game when I got fucking 800 games sitting here waiting for me to play them that I already paid for. So I would rather go through my backlog, and when there's a game that I see that's coming out that I absolutely must play, then I'll buy it day one and I'll play it day one. But that's very rare. That's very, very rare, at least for me. Because I'm only speaking for me and my Steam Deck needs and what I want from the Steam Deck. I know that the AAA games that I want to play on the Steam Deck, for example, Dead Space, like I said earlier in the podcast, haven't played it yet. That's going to play it probably. Well, the Steam Deck screen is only 60 hertz, but my point is, I'm going to be able to max that game out, and I'm going to be able to play it at 60 frames per second easy. Games that are very well optimized, for example, Doom Eternal. I'm going to be able to play that on my Steam Deck, no problem. 60 frames per second, no problem. If I can't play, I don't know, the next game from CD Projekt Red or the next Call of Duty or any of these games at 60 frames per second on my Steam Deck, then quite frankly, that's okay with me because I never expected it. And I wasn't going to play these games on my Steam Deck anyway. I'm probably going to be playing a bunch of older AAA titles and a bunch of indie titles on my Steam Deck. So I don't have any problem with it. And the way that the Steam ecosystem works, I played not the entirety, but out of my 65 hours of gameplay on Persona 4 Golden, which I played this year and last year, love the game. I played it on PC. I played about 45 hours of that out of 65 right here in my bed through Steam Link. You boot up the game on your PC, you hit stream, you open up the little app on your phone, and you play the game. And it's flawless. It's not like this xCloud stuff. It's not like, I don't want to diss PS Now because I actually think PS Now works pretty well. But the point is that when you have your actual system playing the game and you're right next to it and you're streaming it, it works, in my experience, flawlessly. So if there's any AAA game that I want to play day one on my Steam Deck, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stream it to my Steam Deck. And I'm going to play it in bed, and I'm going to be perfectly happy with it because it's going to perform great, and I don't have a problem with it.
So what do you...
This whole 30 FPS narrative, real quick, Ryan, before you ask that, this whole 30 FPS narrative and all that stuff is it's all good and dandy, whatever. But honestly, it's just kind of ammo to try to shoot at the people who are really excited about the Steam Deck. Like, oh, you guys thought you had a Switch Pro, no, you don't. 30 FPS, blah blah. I'm not gonna be playing games at 30 FPS, period, ever. So tell that shit to another sucker.
No, well, I was about to add on to it because you said ammo, and I saw the Nintendo don't fan base come out of left field. It was like, see, it's only 30 FPS. I'm sitting going, yeah, it's 30 FPS. That's what he said. But you guys are getting 18 frames. I don't get it. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, what's the point? You guys talking about 30 FPS, but y'all games running at like below slideshows at this point. Some are dropping to 10 frames.
I mean, listen. Like I said, I'm not gonna be playing 30. I'm not gonna be playing 30 frames per second games on my Steam Deck. Period. I'm not.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you think, and I think you are sorely mistaken. And mind you, perhaps I'm completely mistaken. Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps the Steam Deck doesn't play the games even that I want to play, the older AAA titles. Perhaps it doesn't play them at 60 frames per second. But guess what? If that's the case, pre-order canceled. Canceled. You think I'm gonna settle for a subpar product? Yeah. I'm not a Nintendo stan. I don't fucking just bend over and nah. Before I get my hands on my Steam Deck, because my estimated date is Q1 2022. There's going to be reviews out. There's going to be benchmarks out. And the benchmarks aren't to my liking. Guess what? Cancel.
Yeah, cancel.
It's really it's really that simple.
It really is.
It's really that simple. So, like, listen, if the Steam Deck doesn't meet expectations, am I going to be, upset about it? Sure. Absolutely. But if you think I'm still going to buy the product and settle for 30 frames per second, you're wrong, because I'm not. Because I don't settle for less.
There you go. He says Meds is the #1 competitive Animal Crossing player. He's stupid.
I like Animal Crossing. I'm a big fan of Animal Crossing. Keep it real with you. I actually really like that game.
Let me give Blaze his point. Blaze, what you think, bro?
I got no point, bro.
No point on it? No?
I mean, you pre-ordered the system, Blaze, so you feel something.
I thought he'd be in it.
I did not pre-order it, sir.
Oh, you didn't pre-order?
Oh, right, you didn't get a chance. You're right. Well, listen, if you still want it, I'll buy my shit, and if you still want it, I'll sell it to. I'll send it your way. I won't even.
Oba said he might make a trade with a couple Vita games.
Right. You're gonna trade some Vita games.
But
well, if that falls through, just let me know. Because listen, if it doesn't meet my expectations, I'm not one to settle. I'll send it right your way if you still want it.
No, bro. I think, bro,
Okay.
even for like a lot of indie games, that thing's gonna be mint as an indie machine,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the reason I love the Vita. The Vita is one of my favorite handhelds ever because the indie games were dropping day one on that thing.
Yeah.
And obviously, Steam is the home of indie games. And there's games that are on Steam that still, I say there's games, like there's only a few. There's literally thousands of games that are on Steam that have not touched console yet.
Some will never will.
And some never will. I saw Jack Move Johnny crying about games that still haven't fucking hit PlayStation, which is, I feel for him. But that's exactly why you shouldn't limit yourself to one platform. But yeah, it's still going to be the home for the best indie games handheld. And I'll see how the benchmarks are looking, and I will react accordingly.
Fair enough. So Blaze, according to Sony, one of your favorite games for the PlayStation 5 was it was reportedly a big hit to them, and that was Returnal. Yeah.
Returnal they said it was a mega hit.
Yeah, it was a mega hit. Did really, really well for them. Shout out to Housemarque. Apparently,
bro, isn't that what we expected? How much did it sell?
Sold a lot.
They haven't said.
My thing is, bro, that game came out at a time, like people are starving for content, and we said if it did do well, it was going to be because #1 Housemarque has a great track record, right? And number two, there's nothing to play on the consoles.
Impulse buy,
on the
right?
next-gen consoles. It was a new game.
Yeah. People are going to buy it pure off of impulse. That's what you said, right? It was impulse buying.
Bro, and how many people do I know that dropped it or didn't want to play it because they were intimidated, and then they seen other people? It was almost like a challenge, Who's gonna beat it? Who's gonna who's stuck here? Yeah. It was almost like it enticed other people to play it more. It was weird.
That dude's going, I don't know, man. Ain't my cup of tea. I'm streaming this damn thing, beat it live. And all of a sudden, everybody's stepping up.
A lot of people took that game, even people who didn't like that game. They just took it as a challenge. Like, oh, you think I can't beat this game?
Exactly.
SMD, I'll beat this game.
Exactly.
I was one of them. Like I remember BG said to me,
I know you don't even like the game, Blaze. Let's keep it honest. Be honest with the people, Blaze. You don't even like that game.
"No, bro. You know
liked
what?
the game
It was
that
a
crashed
good
on
game for
Blaze.
what it was."
Blaze, be honest. You don't like the game.
No, I'm being on, bro. Why would I lie, bro? I think it was a good game for what it was, but you know, is it my type of game? Listen, if it didn't have so many crashes, my perspective would be different. But it crashed on me. It crashed, and then I got stuck in rooms a total of 17 times, being stuck in a room and crashing. And then people like BG are telling me, "Oh, Blaze, you're definitely not the guy you can't quit that game." Like, bro, did Firm Software make this game? I'm sorry. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is not my genre. Like, if I don't play it, I feel no types of way. Like, but it was good. You know what? It was good because I hear Big Cloud run this multiple platinum, this platinum that, and I beat the game like 3-4 days before Big Cloud.
Platinum the 2 though. What's you trying to say, dog?
No, I'm saying I beat it 4 days before you, sir.
I know you.
And I crashed 17 times, sir. That's all I'm saying.
I thought it was 20.
He wasn't even enjoying himself.
No, it's funny though. I was over here laughing like internally when he kept saying, "Yo, my shit crashed like 17 times." You remember that shit, Blaze? You was in the Discord, and I'm at the last part of the game, near the boss. Right, I think I was close to the final boss. I had to just like kill the little. What's the name of that dude? The little dude. What's the dude with the little crazy attack that knocks off 90% of your health? I forgot the name of it. But I ran into that damn dude. Right, I take him out. I jump down, crash. I was like. It's like somebody punched me in my fucking chest, and it took me an hour to get back to that fucking spot because I had a shitty loadout. I kept getting shitty loadout. I was like, dying. So
did you almost hurt your Xbox?
It hurts. It hurts.
In that game, when you have a good loadout, you got double health packs.
Yeah.
You got this astronaut. You got your favorite weapon.
The astronaut.
And then you crash.
Had all the upgrades for the health. Not to mention adrenaline leech. You know what I'm talking about? Where you get healed depending on how much damage you do when you're adrenaline. You know what I'm talking about? That shit as well. It's like, bro. And I had the lobber. I was guaranteed the game was gonna be over in like those few minutes. Nah, that shit said denied, and I got fucking dropped. It's like, oh my god. So yeah, that shit happened.
But good for Returnal, bro.
It was good.
I just want to say this. Anybody can say, "Oh, this game was a smash hit." How many PS1 games? Not just PS1 games, but you know, PS2 games, GameCube games, all these other games, even 360 games. They come out like after like a year or two that they've been on the market. They come out with a fucking new version of the cover. It says greatest hits. It says platinum hits. It says blah blah blah.
That's why I missed platinum hits because we had that on the OG Xbox. Yeah,
but you know damn well that the game really only sold like 1 or 2 million copies. Yeah. Why are they calling it greatest hits? Not only that, but further on, last generation, not actually last generation, because we got to stop calling this generation next gen. It's not next gen. We're 8 months in, almost 9. It's current gen. Okay, so 2 generations ago.
Thank you.
What was the trend? What was the trend? You getting this edition of a game that came out 6, 8, 9 months ago, a year ago, and they package in all the DLC and they call
Ultimate
it
edition,
the game. They could not
or complete edition, like complete edition.
They call it the Game of the Year edition. And you, as the consumer, know damn well, hey man, I read IGN. Yeah. I read Giant Bomb. I watch the Game Awards. This game didn't win no fucking Game of the Year award. Anybody can say whatever the fuck they want to say about any game. How many fucking games that you know for damn sure or not no fucking Game of the Year had a Game of the Year edition? Anybody can call the game a fucking smash hit. Anybody can call the game a fucking smash hit.
Maybe it was nominated.
Why
they do it?
Yeah. Listen, and I get it. I get it. I don't want to dive deep into that because honestly, like a lot of these games did win Game of the Year awards just from like smaller publications, like you know things that maybe you didn't read, whatever. But my point is that anybody can just say anything about anything. I can call something a smash hit easily.
That's true.
Why not? I can call something like, for example, we were talking about Titanfall 2 before, and I was saying it was highly successful. It was highly successful critically, but it was not highly successful commercially, right? There's different, ways that you can measure
ways
success.
You can write it. You definitely can write it.
Exactly.
Different ways, yeah.
Exactly. And Returnal was a very critically, critically received game. Yeah. Very, very well received. But we all know how Sony operates.
Yeah.
We all know that when they sell tons of copies of a game, they can't wait to tell you. They can't wait to tell you. Yo, we sold X amount in 3 days. We sold X amount in 7 days. We sold X amount in 30. And they haven't done that with Returnal.
Yeah.
They haven't done that with a few of their games, actually. And we all know what that means. So PlayStation can call Returnal a mega hit all they want. It's not. So, yeah, moving on.
I mean, again, it comes back to how they view it personally. But like we went over last time with that rumor, that big rumor for Uncharted collection being redone. Yeah, where Blaze go? I don't know. But you remember that big rumor that's been going around for Uncharted remake, the whole collection coming back?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Shit? I'm saying, like, that's another thing that can, like, you know what I'm saying, play a factor into that type of stuff as well. But you never truly know at the end of the day. But yeah, it's up in the air at that point. Let me see here.
I'm glad that they think that Returnal's a mega hit because I'm actually a huge Housemarque fan. I've been a fan of Housemarque ever since they first pulled up on PlayStation with Super Stardust. A lot of you new age PlayStation fans never even played Super Stardust HD. You didn't play Super Stardust Delta on the Vita. You didn't play these games. I played these games. You guys didn't play fucking what's the other game? The one in the cylinder? Resogun. You guys didn't play Resogun? Yeah. I got the platinum on Resogun on Vita, and I have it on PS4.
Same here, Chief.
I'm a long time fan.
Bro, when I was interviewing one of the sound engineers for that game, that's why I kept bringing up Resogun, because I'm like, Returnal is just like it in a weird way, you know what I mean? But it's you know what I mean? It's on the ground. It's literally the same thing. It's more grounded.
By the way, I still think Resogun is Housemarque's best game, but I think Housemarque makes awesome games, and the fact that Sony was satisfied with the performance, whether it be commercial or otherwise, of Returnal, and they fucked around and they bought the developer. Yeah, makes me a very happy camper. I have nothing to complain about. Because at the end of the day, that ensures that I continue to get Housemarque games, because Housemarque games was on the brink. They were on the brink. They were on the brink to the point where they were developing a fucking battle royale game because they didn't know what else to fucking do. Because they were like, yo, our fucking twin stick shooter games aren't selling enough. We're going to fucking go out of business. Let's fucking hop on the latest trend. Let's make a battle royale.
Yeah.
And they canceled that in favor of developing Returnal. And look at that. They got purchased and now they have financial stability. And now we're going to continue to get Housemarque games. And yeah, I have nothing to complain about in that sense. I'm very happy for them. And yeah, man.
Okay. Dominic wanted me to ask you this question. He says, do you think Sony's going to look at the Steam Deck and make a new PSP too?
No.
I don't think Sony will ever dip and dab into handhelds again, ever again.
If Sony makes a new handheld, which I don't think is out of the question, I think it's unlikely. I do think it's unlikely. I think the chances of it happening is like 10 to 15%, and that's, I think, maybe even being a little generous.
Yeah.
If it happens, it's not because of the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
The Steam Deck is not going to light the world up with sales. Like, it's not going to sell that. It's not going to sell that much. It's not going to sell. It's a very niche market that wants this thing, right? Oh, yeah. You got to remember, they're selling it at $400, and mind you, the SKU that's selling the most is not even the $400 one. It's actually the $650 one. So this is actually a very premium product, dedicated to the premium PC gamer who wants to take their Steam library on the go or just play it in bed. That's what I want to do, because I'm not going to be playing fucking the Steam Deck at the park.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it in bed.
I will give the Steam Deck this, though. At least it's in a better state than, like, remember the Steam machines when those were first showed back in 2012 or 11? You remember those, the Steam machines?
Oh, yeah, Steam machines. Yeah, that was like no, that was actually not that early. That was like 2013.
Was it 2013?
Yeah.
I know it was near it was close to the end. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, but
those were a total fail. And that's, a lot of people like to point to that and say that, the Steam Deck is going to fail, whatever. But you got to remember, Steam didn't actually make the Steam machines. They just gave permission for other companies to make Steam machines. And honestly, I think it was a bad idea from the start, because they're trying to sell a console to PC gamers, and they're trying to sell a PC to console gamers. And console gamers are console gamers for a reason, and PC gamers are PC gamers for a reason.
I mean, they're kind of already on the fence, though. I mean, the PS4, the PS5, Series X, Xbox One were all PCs in the box. This got Xbox.
Well, yeah.
PlayStation
When it comes down to it, these consoles
PCs.
are just computers with a custom OS on them. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the whole rest mode is basically hibernate mode on a laptop where you close it. You know what I mean? It's stored in the RAM. It's the same thing, same concept.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
but
it's the same concept.
But it's first of all, like I said, it's not the same because Steam themselves wasn't making the Steam machines, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a mistake. But even if they had made them themselves, I think the idea of Peerage was a mistake. Like, but also, what you need to keep in mind is that Steam, let's say Valve, actually, because the company's Valve. Steam is a product that
Steam
Valve creates. So let's say Valve. So Valve does have a very successful product that they make on their own, and it's called the Valve Index. The Valve Index, if you go on Steam right now, that shit is $500. And guess what? You can't buy it. It's out of stock.
Yeah.
It's always out of stock. Every time it goes in stock, it sells out just like that. It sells out literally in minutes. Why? Because it's in demand, because it's the premium VR experience right now. Currently, and we all know that VR is not like this crazy booming market where they're selling millions upon millions upon millions.
Right.
But in this niche market, outside of Oculus with the Quest, and the Quest is fantastic. You know, I own a Quest. We've played VR games together with the Quest.
Golf. Yeah.
It's a fantastic headset, but it's a $300 standalone headset where you don't need to plug into anything. Yeah. But the Valve Index is a $500, and if you want the full experience with the controllers and everything, I think it's upwards of $800, $900. Yeah. It's constantly sold out for a reason, because it's the premium experience. It's the premium experience. There's many brands out there that survive selling way less volume by being the premium experience. A Toyota Corolla sells millions upon millions of cars every year. Bugattis sell maybe a few hundred.
Yeah.
But why is Bugatti still in business? Because
the price
there's
tag.
always going to be there's always going to be a niche of people who are willing to pay for the premium experience, which is why Ferraris exist, which is why Bugattis exist, which is why Lamborghinis exist. And these companies stay afloat despite selling way less volume because the price tags are way higher.
Right. They made the full volume back on the price. Yeah. That's true.
Exactly. And the Steam Deck is not going to light the world on fire in sales. It's not.
Yeah.
If it sells 2 million, I'll be impressed. But
that's a good point. Good. That's the goodest, man. I would
it's going to have its market.
I would think it probably would, just from the reaction it got on social media. I really do think that this is going to get up there, close maybe. I don't think 500,000. I think it's going to get up there, really, really up there. The thing is, though, by the time Nintendo adopts this type of, specs for their next handheld, they're going to wait until this thing is dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying, Mets? This is probably going to be Switch Pro or Switch 2. I don't even think it's a Switch Pro. I think it's going to be a Switch 2. This is
it's going to be a whole new Switch.
Yeah,
it's going to be what the Wii U was to the Wii. That's what the next Switch is going to be.
There you go.
Because what this Switch OLED is basically just like the
it's like a half step.
The 3DS XL.
There you go.
No, you know what? It's going to be the new 3DS XL. You remember? Because that's what they called it. It was the new 3DS XL, right? And it had exclusive games. I think it was literally 3 exclusive games. And they all ran like shit, by the way. Like that's what the next Switch is going to be. It's going to be what the Wii U was to the Wii. It's going to be what the Super Nintendo was to the Nintendo. Because if you notice, Nintendo only changes the names of their consoles when the last one failed.
Yeah.
When the last one failed. Yeah. So the NES was a huge success. So what they named the next system? Super NES.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with a whole new thing. It was 64 bits, so they named it N64. Huge failure. So they came out with the GameCube. GameCube wasn't a failure. And N64, again, wasn't a failure, but still got curb stomped by the opposition.
It got curb
because
stomped,
because the GameCube and the N64, if you ask me, great consoles. Oh, yeah. But if you look at the sales, they got curb stomped by the PlayStation consoles. The PlayStation 1 curb stomped the N64, and the PS2 curb stomped the fucking GameCube.
Yeah.
But they were still good consoles, if you ask me, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened? The Wii came out. The Wii was such a success, they named the next console a Wii U. The DS, the Game Boy was such a success. The next one was called the Game Boy Color.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a success.
Then
the next one was the Game Boy Advance.
Advance, yeah. Then
and
SP,
then they moved on. The DS was such a success. that they named the next one the 3DS.
Yep.
Like, that's what they do. And the next one is the next console from Nintendo. I mean, don't quote me on this because I'm just a retard on the internet. It's probably going to be called the Switch 2 or the Super Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised because they're not leaving the whole handheld market with these consoles again. They're gonna do this again. The Switch has sold what? How many units so far?
It's upwards of 90 million.
Like
It's
90
upwards of
million,
90 million
right?
right now.
Yeah,
It's upwards of 90 million right now.
Yeah,
and let me tell you this: a lot of Sony guys don't want to accept this. It's going to outsell the PS4.
Yeah, it's going to outsell PS4. But the question is it going to do PS2 numbers? Remember, PS2 sold 150.
No,
I think
the PS2
right?
will
So,
the PS2 will never be eclipsed. The PS2 will never be eclipsed.
Yeah,
I
I
will
was
be
saying
surprised if
PlayStation
the
5
Switch
is
gets
getting
there.
up there, but I'm like, I don't think any system will ever touch PS2 lifetime sales.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so because just
I
off
don't
the
think
strength
so.
that the PS2 was on sale for like over 10 years.
That's
I think
true,
they
yeah.
discontinued the PS2 in like 2012 or 2013.
Yeah, that's what they discontinued. Yeah.
And not only that, but like a lot of the people that copped the PS2, at least in the beginning, and add my family to the list, they bought it because it was a DVD player. A lot of
That's
people wanted a
true.
DVD player.
That's true. That is true. That's true.
And they were like, fuck it, my kid wants a console. I want a DVD player. We can
Best of
meet in
both
the middle,
worlds. And
get a PS2.
it was right there.
Yeah, that's why my family got a PS2. I was happy as fuck because I got a new console, but it wasn't because I wanted a new console. My mom wanted a DVD player.
There you go.
So, but yeah, so like I think the PS2 is just something that it's just probably never going to be eclipsed, man.
Yeah.
It's probably never going to be eclipsed.
They had the best form factor for that too, especially from like the OG style to that super slim. When that super slim came, you know what I'm talking about? That thing was gone out the window, especially when that discount hit. You know what I mean? It was just it's gonna take a lot for Nintendo to ever hit that, and Sony again for PS5.
Yeah, even Sony, because if you look at the sales of the PS5,
they hit 10 million. They
and
just
even
hit 10
even
million.
the 4, the 4 was the fastest selling PlayStation ever.
Yeah.
And they just beat that with the PS5. It was the fastest PlayStation selling ever, right? But just because you're the fastest selling in the first couple of years
doesn't mean
that
it's
you're
going to
eclipse.
continue. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's just
Because
a better
the PS2
turnout. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The PS2 sold fast. Of course it sold fast.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it dropped, it was $300 retail, but fucking people were charging $500 for it.
Yeah.
Because it was the Wild Wild West out there. Like my family paid $500 for our first PS2.
Wow.
And a lot of retailers made you bundle like a new controller with it, a multi-tap with it, the DVD controller with it, just to make a little bit extra money. And that's actually happening right now as well.
You know
but
what's
it was even worse back then.
You know what's even more crazy about the PS2? The marketing for PS2. Every movie, if you go back to like the 90s, all the movies that we watched back in the day, like Road Trip, right? All that shit. They all had PS2s.
Mm-hmm.
Did they not?
Yeah.
That shit was in every film. PS2 was in every film from your childhood. It was in there.
It was in music. It was in songs.
There you go.
Like,
Exactly.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And again, like just because the PS5 is the fastest selling, which is a great accomplishment. I'm trying to show them the PS5. The PS5 is a great console.
Yep.
But it's still probably not going to reach the heights that the PS2 reached in terms of sales. But again, that's not the ultimate measure of success because the PS4 sold more software than any other PlayStation platform before it. And the PS5 is probably going to sell more software than the PS4. And everybody knows that the money is made on software. So,
yeah. All right.
Are we out of topics for today?
Do I have any more? Let me see here. Talked about Steam Deck. Talked about Returnal.
If we're out of topics, that's cool. I don't want the podcast to end because I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know, it's just really fun. Guys, you got anything else you want to ask us? So go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but let me get to these real quick. Shout out these.
Oh, you got some super chats?
Well, I got a new channel member. Shout out to Hustle and Motivate. Joined the silver
Do your
tier.
thing.
Go make sure you guys check out Hustle and Motivate, man. He puts out a lot of good content. He's a really good dude. Go check him out.
Absolutely, great
Shout
guy.
out to Sean and Shaggy Downs for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat. I've got 81 people in here. Let's get 81 likes up in this chat. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. If we're out of topics, what I want to do, because I don't want the podcast to end, honestly, I want to keep it going at least for another 20, 30 minutes. If anybody in the chat has some questions that you want us to answer, drop them. And we'll look through them. We'll look through them, and the best ones, we'll answer them. We'll answer them.
All right. What's your favorite PS4 memory? That comes courtesy of Hustle and Motivate.
Okay.
Favorite PS4 memory? You know, for me, I'm gonna go with the heartstring because y'all know how much I love Uncharted, right? Uncharted's my first platinum. The very first reveal announcement for Uncharted 4, where he's in the water, you see like the flyover. That was my favorite announcement right there. That was one of my favorite moments. It's fire, easy there. The reveal.
My favorite PS4 memory is the first year I got it. Honestly, overall, the first year that I got it was 2014. I didn't get it at launch, but the first year that I got it, I beat Infamous Second Son. It was my first platinum. Amazing game. Resogun, another platinum. Amazing game. And then later on during that year, Shadow of Mordor came out, and Shadow of Mordor was my game of the year 2014. Shadow of Mordor, like, it holds such a special place in my heart. I also have the platinum for that. What an amazing fucking game, man. What an amazing game. That a lot of people shit on 2014 for PS4, saying that it was probably the worst year outside of 2019 for PS4, but 2014 was a very, very special year for me in the PS4. I absolutely love 2014. So absolutely, like, just the entire year of 2014, that's my favorite PS4
There's only
memory.
one game. There was that 1 year, though, with The Last Guardian. I really was interested in that game for what they were doing, but I don't know. It was something about it. Like, the game just didn't really connect with me all the way, and I really wanted to try that game out, and I never did. But I don't know. That game was just I don't know. I heard so many mixed reactions to it, but everybody said that the damn creature acted like a legit creature, which was cool for the time, like the AI and all that.
There's a quick little question in the chat that I want to address real quickly. He says, this is from Sean Benjamin.
Yeah.
Big Talk Gaming. Is Mets wearing a PlayStation shirt? No, I am not. I am wearing a PlayStation hoodie. I thought he was all about PC. Yes, I am all about PC.
Oh, man.
PC is my preferred place to play. I play almost all of my games there. But I've been playing PlayStation since the PS1, played the PS2, love the PS3, love the PS4, love the Vita and the PSP. I'm a fan of PlayStation. Just because I prefer to play most of my games in one area doesn't mean I have to fucking shit on other I don't shit on Nintendo. I don't shit on PlayStation. I don't shit on Xbox. I don't want to be like that neutral guy who loves everything, but quite frankly, I really do love PlayStation. I do have a lot of love for PlayStation. I don't like PlayStation fans. I think PlayStation fans are real dumb. But PlayStation and their games, fantastic.
You mean fanboys? Or are you saying fans?
Yeah, the fan. Yeah, not the fans.
That's it. You
the
say
fanboys.
fans. You mean fanboys.
The fanboys. But that applies to everything. I don't like fanboys from Nintendo. I don't like PC fanboys. I don't like fanboys, period.
What you mean fans? So you mean a fan that just cool as hell, just hi to you, like, I don't like you. That makes no sense.
This is a good question. This is a good question from Shaggy Downs. This is directly to you.
Okay.
Big Cloud Gaming. How long until consoles start to die out as people get more into PC? I feel like casual gaming is starting to die.
Okay. So the way people are getting, like, first of all, gamers have gotten more complacent with DRM more so than they know. Would you agree there, Mets?
Come again?
They have gotten more complacent with stuff like DRM.
Yeah, they accept a lot.
Yeah, they have gotten more complacent.
Yeah.
So there was a big fear with the PlayStation 4, losing your library and stuff like that. Obviously, that was saved due to the feedback. PS5's continuing it, et cetera, et cetera. But as you guys clearly can see, you guys are seeing, especially with Sony when they were getting ready to shut down the PSN store for the PlayStation 3, Vita. Y'all remember that? Remember how everybody was like, oh, I want my legacy games. I want to be able to buy these games. Everybody spoke up, and we almost lost them, like, at the same time. I would say in another 3 generations, some people might say it's less than that, maybe another 3, close to 4 gens. That's what we got left for consoles at this point. The reason why, and I'm being generous when I say that, because there's so much stuff that these consoles are doing, like what they're doing with the companies, especially with cloud gaming and stuff like that, and different avenues that they're taking gaming. I really do see consoles fading out by that time going further. And the reason why as well, just look at your favorite YouTubers. Like me, Medina has one, Blaze has one. Every major YouTuber that you see out here that talks about these games or these consoles in general, we all have what, Mets? Beefy what?
Preference?
Beefy
PCs.
PCs. We all have beefy PCs. A lot of you might say that you're not into PC, but here's the funny thing. You might say you don't want to build a PC, but you don't have to build a PC. You can always buy one pre-built. Remember,
Absolutely.
Remember how I started my channel? Those of you that are OGs on this channel, I started this channel with a pre-built. I didn't build my first rig here until later on, and Meds was there when I built it the first time. When I was showing off the specs and I was showing off of the board and everything. He was like, "What the hell are you building?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna build this from scratch because I want to have a PC that's not only a part, has more of me in it, but I want to build it for the content." See what I'm saying? So that type of stuff, plays a factor later on. Again. You have a long time before consoles go away, but make no mistake about it, consoles will eventually fade out, and a lot of people are going to have to accept it. It is going to happen eventually.
I know this question was directed towards you, but I do want to address it myself real quickly.
Go ahead.
I think consoles will die out. I think the next generation of consoles would probably be the last. If not, then the next one. But it's not because of PC. It's not because of PC. It's going to be because all of your favorite OLEDs that you're buying right now for your console, your C1s, your CXs or whatever, the processors in these machines are going to be so advanced that all that PlayStation and Xbox have to do is just put an app on these TVs, and you drop in a Bluetooth dongle, or maybe even the support is just straight up native, where all you have to do is just boot up the PlayStation app and watch and play your favorite PlayStation games. Boot up the Xbox app and you boot up all the games that are on Game Pass.
Microsoft,
and I'm not talking cloud.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking cloud. I'm talking your television is going to play them natively. Yeah. I think again, I'm just an idiot on the internet, but I think that that's a very big possibility. You got to remember that computing power is increasing and being able to put into smaller and smaller boxes to the point where like your phone can play awesome games, right? So your television is going to be able to do the same exact things, and I don't think that like PlayStation and Xbox are going anywhere. Just the actual physical box that you put under your TV is just going to be literally integrated into your TV.
Yeah.
Right? And
the features that these TVs got now are way more advanced than what we had before.
Yeah.
Like way more. They're doing way more with these TVs. And keep in mind, Sony builds their own, right? They have their own brand. They have their own. And I'm pretty sure you're onto something. Yeah,
they can make it exclusive.
You're on.
If you want to play the Sony games, buy the Sony TV.
Exactly.
Like,
you're on to something there for the future down the road.
I think consoles won't be a thing eventually, but I don't think it's going to be because of PC gaming. I think it's just going to be because of it'll be different reasons.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think PC gaming will be a factor towards it, but at the same time, I don't think PC alone will kill consoles. It's just more so like what they're doing with the consoles in general, where these games are going to be on every platform at this point. You know what I mean? Because they're doing so much with the games, where they're making them accessible through different means, where the console won't really be necessarily at that point.
We're not going to get to all your questions. Let's answer 3 more.
I don't know.
Okay, let me look. Keep dropping them, guys.
Let me shout out TX Gamer. He dropped the $5 super chat. He says, "Dead Space is back." Laughing my ass off. That's a great topic. We actually started off the show with that, TX. We talked about that earlier on the show. We're all hyped for it. We're excited for it. It looks dope. But we can't wait to play it out. We can't wait.
Okay, so guys, keep dropping the questions because I'm gonna keep looking through the chat and finding the best questions. Let's see.
So you think PlayStation Home will come back? Never.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is actually what I think. I think this is a good question because I think it actually applies to not only video games but also movies. This is from Iman. I'm gonna say Iman. It might be Iman. Rich, the Swag Lord. Is there too many remakes? Should Dead Space need a remake or a sequel? Why are they rebooting every damn thing?
So that's a good question. I mean, I'm okay with remakes if it's games that we definitely want to see and definitely need them. For example, Sly Cooper can use a remake if they really want to bring that back, even though we're waiting for a sequel for that, right? Dead Space was one of those things that was kind of robbed from us, if you think about it, because we never got Dead Space 4, and that was long overdue, and we're all blaming... we all started to blame EA for it when Visceral Games went under, right? But there's so many other games you can think of that can definitely benefit from a remake for these next-gen consoles. It's a lot of games you can go for. I mean, look at what happened with Ratchet and Clank with the PlayStation 4, before we got into the latest one that we just got. So I had no problem with remakes. But if it's something that came out, let's say, a year ago, right? Then that's what I'm like, okay, I don't need a remake of that. Like they're doing that with Last of Us 1, Why is Last of Us 1 getting a remake? You see what I'm saying, Mets? Why is that getting a remake?
Yeah.
Like, it does need a remake. Unless you're doing what my theory was. Because remember how they did it with Spider-Man? They remade him, made Peter look like the voice actor.
That was a remaster, not a remake. That's a remaster.
You might as well call it a remake at this point because they rechanged everything.
They changed one character model. That doesn't make a game a remake.
Okay, all right. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, if when you see stuff like that, you hear a remake on a game that's as iconic as Last of Us 1, right? And you're going, what you mean remake? Well, what exactly are you going to do with this remake? Are you going to make these characters look like the TV show counterparts? Are you going to add Abby missions to this? What do you mean by this? We know the story. Don't tell me you're going to start altering the story to fit, you know what I mean? Fit certain characters. Like, nah, I don't want to see that type of stuff. But yeah, what you about to say, Vince?
My opinion on this is that we do get too many remakes. I believe that I'm not against remakes. I think remakes are great. I just think that remakes should be made when appropriate. I believe that Metal Gear Solid 1 was remade way too quickly. Metal Gear Solid remake came out, I believe, 4 or 5 years after the original game. I think the original game was fine at that point. I believe that Final Fantasy VII Remake was made too late. They should have remade They should have remade Final Fantasy VII probably for the PS3 generation.
Yeah.
And this Last of Us thing that's happening, like, I hope that they abandon this project. I really do. And it's not because I don't like Last of Us. I love Last of Us, especially 1.
Yeah.
Last of Us 1, like, for example, right? Like, when you want a remake, for example, one of my favorite movies of all time is Scarface. I'm talking Al Pacino,
yeah, of
right?
Course.
A lot of people don't know that Scarface is a remake.
Yeah.
But the Scarface remake is a movie that was black and white, old as fuck, back when technology was trash. Last of Us came out in 2013, and then it was remastered in 2014, and it looks fantastic to this day, and it plays well to this day.
Yeah.
Like, you can boot up Last of Us Remastered right now, play it at 60 frames per second, 1080p. I hope they make it 4K for the PS5. But yo, like, Last of Us 1 looks great. It plays great. Why remake it? It doesn't need a remake right now.
It doesn't need
it. Maybe 15 years from now, sure. But right now, no.
It's pointless.
It doesn't need a remake right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a remake right now.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's a matter of giving it enough time to breathe, giving technology enough time to advance further so that you can actually make an actually amazing difference in the game. Because the Scarface original to the Scarface remake is night and day to the point where nobody even knows that Scarface was a remake.
Like,
okay,
let me add to that. Like, a game like Time Crisis remake, that'd be, you know what I'm saying? That's something that's substantial. That would be fine. You know what I mean? Fucking House of the Dead 1, if you want to go classics. House of the Dead 1 remake for the current time. That would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? But a game that came out 2013.
Yo, keep dropping questions, people, by the way. I'm sorry. Keep dropping questions. We got two more.
But a game that dropped in 2013 that was remastered for PS4, just to get another one, I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. It feels like you're milking me as a fan at that point. You're just milking the fan.
I'd rather a Jack and Daxter remake. I'd rather a Jack and Daxter remake.
There you go. Jack and Daxter.
Something old that you can make modern.
Exactly.
Last of Us 1 isn't old. It's not old.
Twisted Metal is old. Where's Twisted Metal? There's so many games Sony has at their disposal. Like, don't do this. Don't do the same thing over and over. What do you think Blue Box is making? Blue Box.
I believe in the Blue Box conspiracy. I believe in the Blue Box conspiracy.
So Bloober Team, I've been hearing that wasn't Bloober Team supposed to be making Silent Hills now or something like that? It was Bloober Team.
But there's actually another.
But it's two teams.
There's
two games.
There's multiple Silent Hills projects in the works.
So it can still be there. The dream can still happen. Dominic, for that studio to be making it. We saw the screen. We saw a few of the leaks for it. I think it was called Project Abandon, right? Saw a few of the leaks for it. It does have. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of that Blair Witch game. You play that game on PC, Meds? Blair Witch?
No, that game looked like shit. I didn't bother with it.
It kind of reminds me of Blair Witch in terms of the scenery and what they're going for, the eerie feels from what it looked like. It looks okay, but again, I'm gonna save my judgment until when it actually drops on the platform. Shout out to TX Gamer, who dropped a $10 super chat.
That's not cheap.
Let me go here for a second. Let me find it, first of all. I had it on my screen. Where is it at?
I got it. You want me to read
There
it?
it is. I found it. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Hey, TX Gamer for $9.99. Hey, while y'all playing, PlayStation Home has been hinted to come back in some shape or form through VR. Also, what the fuck is ray trace sound? Microsoft said something about this. Don't ask me, fam. I'm just an idiot on the internet. Ryan?
Good point. Good point.
Ryan, what's ray trace sound?
What you think it is? Ray trace sound.
I just told you I'm an idiot on the internet. I don't know. What do you think?
Ray trace sound of all things. So, I don't know why they call it ray trace sound. You might as well say it's their version of 3D audio. I don't know why the hell they say ray trace sound. That makes no sense to me.
Nah, because they already got Dolby Digital. They already got that Dolby
But ray
audio.
trace
So
sound sounds
that.
stupid. You might as well say it's 3D audio. But again, I get it. Sony has their own thing for it. But it's like, you might as, I don't know, call it something else. Ray trace sound?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Ray
trace, we're talking about visuals here. What the hell are we getting ray trace sound from? Oh, shout out to Billy. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for he's been a channel member for 6 months now. Appreciate you, man. Salute. Thank you.
All right. So Ryan, I told the chat that we were going to answer one more question and that we would give him a little bit of time to drop more questions. So let's give him a little bit of time. Let's give him a minute and a half. Yeah. See if they can drop questions. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna pimp the channel. So you guys already know you are already here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. It helps Big Cloud grow, and it helps us make more content. If you're here, you don't like what the fuck I'm having to say, because a lot of people in the chat don't like me. Listen, leave a dislike. That helps us too. If you like what I have to say, or maybe you don't want to. You don't want to leave a dislike on Big Cloud's video, then leave a like. You can leave a like too. Just don't leave nothing. Don't watch this video and not click one of those buttons. Leave a dislike, leave a like, leave something. Please and thank you. We appreciate all the support, whether it be through Super Chat, through viewership, through likes, dislike. We appreciate it all. In fact, we have a new Super Chat from CB3. That's $10. That's not cheap. We appreciate that. Naughty Dog hasn't made a new IP since 2013. That's just sad. I'm tired of seeing Last of Us and Uncharted. They're good games, though. It's like they're scared of using some creativity and making new IP.
You know what's funny? Yo, first of all, thank you, CB3. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the super chat. But here's the thing. There was always a hidden IP in Last of Us. It was called Savage Starlight. You know what I'm talking about, Mets? That comic book? Yeah, remember? What happened to that? That game has never been mentioned since
I think
then.
that's coming. I
don't think it is at this point. I think they're just going to use that as like comic book references to the next games, like just a world, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're going to do it. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're too hung up on Last of Us at this point, because Last of Us 2 won a lot of game awards compared to the first one, right? It's considered the most polarizing game now.
It's the most awarded game of all time.
It's the most awarded game of all time.
But it's also the most polarizing.
Yeah.
I think it's trash. Big Cloud thinks it's amazing. But that's the beauty of opinions, right? I got our last questions, Big Cloud. We're gonna wrap the show after this, guys. We appreciate you coming through and supporting us. Shout out to Blaze, who disappeared halfway through. This is a question from Alex1. He says, do you think Xbox could capture the casual market if they get goldie quality games alongside the value of Game Pass? I want to go first. I think Xbox already has the casual market, more so than Sony, because look at some of the best-selling games on Steam. One of them is Sea of Thieves. That game is not played by guys like me and Big Cloud. We're hardcore.
Yeah.
This game is not played by most of the people in the chat. You guys are hardcore, because if you're listening to a fucking gaming podcast at fucking 7:51 p.m. Eastern, you're a hardcore gamer. We're not playing this game. Who's playing this game? Who's buying this game? Why is it always at the top of the fucking Xbox charts? Why is it always at the top of the Steam charts? Because there's casuals playing it. So honestly, quite frankly, I think Xbox already has the casual.
You know the wild part
guys.
about this, about what you just said? If we were to go back, let's say 2 years ago, remember when we first saw Sea of Thieves? And you would have said that, I'd be like, there's no way, right? Because the way the world reacted to Sea of Thieves. But after seeing the buzz they got from the whole Disney deal with Pirates of the Caribbean joining them now, remember that? It's like, okay, that further cements that that game is pretty much there for them. Yeah, casual. Not to
mention one of the biggest games in the world, second to only games like Minecraft, is Roblox. Is Roblox on PlayStation, Big Club?
No.
It's on Xbox though. Listen, and I'm not saying because it's not an Xbox game, but my point is there's a lot of casual gamers who do fuck with Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the casual gamer already, if not is with Xbox, half of them at least is with Xbox, because they put out games that kind of cater to the casuals. PlayStation doesn't put out games for casuals.
Sony's all about the wow factor, like the cinematic, like their games rival their movies, if that's fair enough to say. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you, they rival the movies. Last of Us is more so of like that high tier horror / action movie that you would see in the theater, but in game form. That's what they're going for. Spider-Man PS4. Let's just call it Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man PS4 is pretty much up there with the same type of like set pieces and crazy action that you would see in like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1. You know what I mean? Well, really, Spider-Man 2, I would say Homecoming. You get what I'm saying? Like it's up there with that type of stuff. It's really all out. They always go all out with their games to make a point, so to speak.
Yeah. And they listen. PlayStation makes games for the hardcore. Like if PlayStation made games for what's the best-selling game of last generation and actually closing in on the greatest selling game of all time? Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah. That game sells to not only guys like us, but it sells to the casual as well. Which is why it's
surprising.
Closing in on $150 million sale.
And they're getting ready to get another.
But copies.
Yeah, they're getting ready to get another 100 million copies because they about to repackage that shit for PS4 and Xbox Series X, or PS5, I'm sorry, and Series X. And the funny thing is, a lot of people, Mets, we already know. Mets, look at the camera. We already know. They said they're not buying it. They buying the shit they want.
They're buying it.
$70. I'm pretty sure they're going to say $70 for that PS5 version. And
there's
for that
a reason.
Series X, watch, they're going to buy it.
There's a reason why the best-selling PlayStation games are like Uncharted 4, Last of Us 1, with only like 18, 20 million sold. Because, and I say only, and I'm not trying to disrespect the games, because fucking 18, 20 million is an incredible number.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to 120, 150.
Yeah.
But what are these games that are selling 120, 150? Games like fucking GTA, games like Minecraft, games like Roblox. And actually Roblox I think is free to play.
Roblox was free to play.
Yeah, but my point is that the people listening to this podcast, we're not the casuals. We're the hardcore.
Yeah.
And the games that appeal to us are the games that appeal to the hardcore, and that's what PlayStation is all about. Yeah. And I don't think Xbox has far to go to capture the casual audience, because I think they do have a pretty big grip on the casual audience as of right now. Because I think PlayStation games, like the exclusives wise, first party wise, I think they do beat Xbox. But I do think that in terms of wide appeal, I do think that the Xbox side appeals to like a more wider audience, because they do make games that are more like family friendly, kid friendly, and stuff like that. And Last of Us 2, fucking Returnal, Ratchet and those games are for us. They're not for everybody. They're for us. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a reason why PlayStation is winning with this strategy, and they're going to continue to be winning with this strategy. Yeah. So.
Let me address these two guys here. Somebody said, I think it was Rob. He said Max Payne. He dropped the super chat. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Rob, thank you. But he brought up Max Payne. It needs a remake. I'm all for that as well. I'm all for that as well. But
it's been 20
somebody
years.
says today's their birthday. His 20th birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! That's 20.
How the hell is Rockstar not doing that for Max Payne? Max Payne 3 was incredible.
Because
I don't get it.
I feel like Rockstar is so big that they don't want a game, because Max Payne remake will absolutely sell 12 million copies.
Ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It'll sell like 12, 13 million copies.
Yes.
But Rockstar is so big. Rockstar is so beyond that. Yeah. That 12, 13 million copies is not even worth it to them anymore.
Yeah.
They need a game to sell 30, 40 plus
game service.
And I don't think Max Payne does that anymore.
Well, The thing, yeah, true. Yeah, they tried to throw multiplayer in the third one, right? They thought in the whole multiplayer thing, I guess they banked on that possibly being an avenue to make more money off of it, but I don't think it took off the way they intended it to. So Rockstar, you know, they looking at obviously GTA 5. GTA 5's got the damn casino and shit. You know what I mean? They're making all this extra bank off of that alone. And it was even more crazy to add to that point. If y'all look at Red Dead 2, remember, they tried to do the exact same thing with Red Dead 2 with gold bars. I don't know if you played Red Dead 2 online, Mets, but
I have not.
They were charging you legit prices for clothes in that game, like $70 to get clothes and shit, like in-game money. It's like, I don't know, man. They were really trying. They were really trying.
I know we said 2 more, and we already reached 2. But I really want to do one more before we end the podcast, because who knows when this podcast is going to come back. We sometimes take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. Who knows when we're going to be back? I want to leave the people satisfied. So let's answer one more, Big Cloud. Let's answer one more.
Before we do that, let me get these super chats. Shout out to Rob Jones with the $5. He says Siphon Filter, Dino Crisis, Max Payne, or Spyro the Dragon remake. I'll take all. I will take all from that list.
Siphon Filter, Dino Crisis, Max Payne, or Spyro. I'll take Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter?
I'll take Siphon Filter.
Over Dino Crisis?
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't have any belief in Square Enix, and I know it came out, I think, 2 years ago, but Days Gone is my favorite game I played this year.
Days Gone is his favorite game he played this year. Somebody clipped this shit.
It just came out on PC. Well, not just, because it came out like three months ago. But
somebody
listen,
clipped
like
this.
Literally earlier today, Big Cloud, I'm like, yo, I should play Days Gone again. Bro, Days Gone is good, man. Days Gone is good,
it's a good game. You ain't want to listen.
Days Gone is
it's
good.
a good game. It's
I
underrated.
never said it was bad. You keep running with this narrative that I ever said Days Gone was bad.
No, you didn't let me finish. I didn't say you said it was bad. I said you didn't want to listen when I was praising the game. You never. I praised the hell out of Days Gone. Who remembers my review of Days Gone? I was like the only dude to give it an 8. Dude was out here trying to give it 3s and 4s. I'm giving it an 8. I broke that game down from the very foundations. Yeah, no, that's not doing this. I'll put the link to my review right now in the chat. You can watch this.
Whatever. I rode for Days Gone way harder than you did. Pause. All right, let's look at these questions real quick. Let's see. Chili Hog. I just wanted one more question. It doesn't look like there's any more questions though.
Hold on. I got one more for TX Gamer. He dropped the 5. He said, "Oh, this may be possibly or impossible, but next week or next to a Max Payne remake, but they remade Manhunt." Oh, okay. So he wants Manhunt to be remade. Yeah, I like to see Manhunt.
Manhunt's a PS2 classic for sure. Yeah, for sure. Be good. I played a lot of fucking late nights with my buddies playing Manhunt for sure. Yeah.
Medal of Honor was fire back in the day too.
You know who you have to thank for that?
Who?
Vince Zampella. You know who started fucking Medal? Yeah, bro.
I don't even remember. It was
Vince Zampella made Medal of Honor, and then he had issues. Then he had issues with EA, so he went to Activision and he made Call of Duty.
Back some hard shit.
And then he had issues with with Activision, and he went right back to EA and made Titanfall, Apex Legends, Star Wars. Bro, Vince Zampella is one of the fucking GOATs of the gaming industry of all time. Period.
Okay.
Like everybody remembers. What was
it's funny you brought that up. I just forgot all about it. Yeah, that's great.
Everybody remembers.
What
was the go-to? What was the go-to shooter franchise? Medal of Honor. What killed it? Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Literally made by the same guy. Literally both made by the same guy.
That's a good.
That's how real Vince Zampella is, bro. There's
Punisher
no more questions.
game. ACO said the Punisher game was good. It's funny you mentioned that. You know what I thought of as soon as you said that Punisher game? And I don't know if Medina remembers this. Came out on the OG Xbox.
I didn't play the game.
No, but it came out on the OG Xbox and PS2. Dead to Rights.
Ooh, Dead to Rights was a fantastic game.
That shit was my shit. That was my shit.
Fantastic game.
That was my shit. Oh my god. Missed that.
All right, so there's no new questions, so I'm going to scroll up because I really...
RE8. If you want a quick review of RE8, I would say RE8. If you like Resident Evil 4, You will love Resident Evil 8. It is basically Resident Evil 4 in first-person view. It's a great game. A lot of cool elements. A lot of fun. I would definitely say it's one of the better ones in a long time. I liked, obviously, Resident Evil 2 Remake is my favorite out of the latest ones, right? But I would say Resident Evil 3 Remake wasn't really that good compared to Village. I think Village beats that, even though I still got to finish and play 3. But yeah, I'd say Village is better than that. And 7 was good too.
Yo,
So, yeah.
I found a fantastic question because I actually think it's a great question to end the podcast with. So
Go for it.
this is from Nasty Daddy. So if you play first party games, you're hardcore. What if you play Fortnite 24/7? You're not hardcore? I have an answer for that.
Talk to him.
I think both are hardcore. I think a lot of people in our community, they ask people, "Oh, how many games you beat? Oh, you only beat 2 games this year? Oh, you haven't beaten any games this year? You must be a casual gamer." How can you call me a casual gamer if I haven't beaten any games this year? If I've played 3,000 hours of Destiny, or make that 3,000 hours of World of Warcraft, or fucking Fortnite, or World of Warcraft, or Final Fantasy 14. I think that the term hardcore gamer is misinterpreted by a lot of people. I don't think that the hardcore gamer is a person who beats tons of games. I think the hardcore gamer is a person who spends a lot of time playing
Those
games.
games, sure.
Period. Let's say, like, there's professional fucking video game players who play nothing but Counter-Strike
Yep.
every day, hours and hours and hours and hours. Are you going to tell me that these people aren't hardcore gamers? How can they not be hardcore gamers? They literally make money playing the game. They play the game most of their time. I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I don't think that hardcore gaming is defined by you playing a bunch of different games. I just think that being a hardcore gamer means that you just that gaming is what you spend.
Yeah.
That gaming is probably your principal hobby. It's probably your principal hobby. Like I advocate for people having more than one hobby, right? Like I think that if you only play games, I think you should go outside and touch some grass. I think you should go outside, play some basketball, maybe play some handball. If you're from New York City, you know what I'm talking about. Go play some handball. Go ride your bike. Go ride your skateboard. There's a lot of value in having multiple hobbies. Go lift some weights. Work out. However, if you spend a lot of time gaming every day, every week, you're 100% a hardcore gamer. You don't have to spread this gaming time over fucking 30 games a week or even a year. If you play one game, if you fucking get on your computer and you play World of Warcraft 4 hours a day, how the hell do I have the gall to say that you're not a hardcore gamer? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I just think that a hardcore gamer is somebody who
dedicates time to the hobby.
Who dedicates a lot of time to the hobby.
There you go.
Whether or not that's across a multitude of games or even if it's just one game. Like, I'm not going to say that some fucking League of Legends pro isn't a hardcore gamer. That sounds silly to me.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Big Club?
Good point. Let's see here. I saw Brent's comment. What he said. I think he's talking about Blaze. I think Blaze said that. Yeah. He said, I forgot the podcast guy that said it, but hardcore is somewhat of a mentality. Like, you probably play a lot of games, but the passion for playing it is what's essential. You know, me personally, when it comes to the term hardcore, again, like you just said, games, like the time put in the game, that definitely plays a factor. When it comes to hardcore gaming as it is, to me personally, it honestly comes down to how you feel about this and what do you like, how does it relate, how you relate to it, basically, is my honest opinion. And the reason why I said like that as opposed to just putting a bunch of time into it, keep in mind, a lot of people take inspiration from these characters. They we use these games to escape. You know what I mean? Like Meds say, we use this to escape the harsh reality of the real world, right? And a lot of people look to these characters for like motivation, strength, empowerment type of thing. When it comes to overall just the situation and what you see gaming as, like hardcore wise, a hardcore gamer is just someone who's literally gonna just support and be there, and play the game. That's just how it is. But they're gonna have that passion for it. So it comes down to you personally, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean, yeah, I talk about platinums, I put in all that stuff, but keep in mind, not everybody's going to platinum a game, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody is going to dedicate that type of attention to a game to platinum and go through all the stuff. And I'm not saying you should. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nothing like that at all. And I don't use the platinums as like a, like the stepping stone, like, hey, I'm above anybody. No. There are dudes who would destroy me in games that I've even platinumed. And why? They put more time and effort into those games. They've dedicated the proper amount of resources, that that type of stuff to it. They're more in tone with those type of games. Like, that's like me saying I can beat DevSinger in World of Warcraft. I don't play no fucking World of Warcraft. But let's say if I platinum World of Warcraft, you know what I mean? I'm not a World of Warcraft guy. DevSinger probably destroy my ass in this. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to what you put into it. It really does. Now,
Yeah.
There's a caveat here, though. Remember, I said again, it's not about platinums, but you notice though, you see this everywhere, and let's give it a buck. This is why I laugh when people do so much talking, especially on social media. Platinums don't matter. Let's just go ahead and put this out here. Y'all can clip this. What I'm saying is platinums don't matter. ACO will tell you platinums.
This is coming from a guy who has over 140 platinums.
This coming from me. Platinums don't matter. It comes down to you beating the games. That's what matters. Let me repeat that. Platinums don't matter. It's you beating the game that's matter. Okay? ACO know what I'm about to go with this. There's a ton of people in this community who run their mouths. Yeah, when you look at those profiles, what they got on their profiles, Ace? Zeros, 5%,
Nothing.
6%,
Nothing.
7%. I'm going to tell you why. Because they spend most of their time on social media chasing clout or not playing their games.
Yep.
That's the point. That's not a hardcore gamer. Saying you're a hardcore gamer on YouTube, social media, that's not making you a hardcore gamer. Even attacking a developer or any particular company, that's not making you a gamer. Your status as a damn hardcore gamer is reflected in the hours you put into what, Meds? Your hobby.
Into gaming.
And your hobby.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So
there was a time,
stuff.
people, by the way, where before I was doing podcasts, before any of you guys knew me, knew my face, knew my name, where I played one game every day. You remember the game, Big Cloud? It was the only game I played. You remember?
What game did you say? I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. What'd you say? You put a lot of time in the game?
I'm saying that there was a time, I believe between like 2016 to about like 2018, where literally for like 18 months, I only played one game. Do you remember the game?
Persona? It wasn't
No.
Persona. It wasn't Persona, right?
It was a meme in the community.
Literally,
guys.
Hold on. It was from Xbox, right? I remember it was from Xbox.
It's not an Xbox game.
Okay, let me screw it. I was going to say Bleeding Edge. Let me move that out the way. Wasn't Bleeding Edge.
The game, people, was Warframe. I played Warframe every single day.
I don't even remember it being Warframe. I don't remember you saying Warframe. It's been too long. We have so many conversations. I thought maybe I was thinking about what Chili just said. PUBG. I was about to say PUBG.
Bro, for like 18 months, there was only one game I ever paid attention to. I would log into my PC and I would play this shit for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
I would play this game all day. And that was Warframe. I love Warframe. I love Warframe so much that I can't go back to Warframe because I want to experience all the gaming has to offer. And if I go back to Warframe, it's over. It's over. Like, I love Warframe so much that I literally can't play it anymore because I will get hooked right back on it. And are you going to tell me that me, who played 5 to 8 hours every single day of Warframe, you're going to tell me that I'm not a hardcore gamer? How are you going to tell me that I'm not a hardcore gamer when I spend 8 hours a day gaming?
Yeah.
That to me is ridiculous. But yeah, that's
Sean,
my response on the topic.
Sean brought up a good point too. Remember how you just brought up console sales, right? How long we got for him? Shit, I don't know.
I see his question. He says, I was here long enough to remember that you had a negative opinion of digital games. You've done a 180.
Sorry, I unplugged my mic. But yeah, I did a 180. Now, remember how I said, going back to that conversation, how long we got for consoles, right? Remember how I said gamers have become more complacent with things, including DRM, et cetera, et cetera? Remember, the whole community was against what, Meds? Digital sales.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have gotten to this point now where we're too lazy to even bother going to buy physical. We just get them straight from the system. Am I right? We buy them straight from the system.
Right.
Like, to even add more context to this, I don't know if y'all seen this movie yet. I actually thought it was pretty good. I watched it with the guys. It was the latest Saw movie. It was called Spiral, the Book of Saw, right? The movie was available to watch on YouTube the day it was released. I think they didn't have theater release for this, so it was available for that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you have access to do that. A lot of people just bought that pure off of impulse. Well, I immediately was like, oh, we watching this. We doing this. But beforehand, I was like, bro, I'm all about the movie theater. Now, especially with the quality that we got in that Meds, remember how clean that shit was? I'm like, bro, I want this as a standard. I wouldn't mind paying for this. I want this as a fucking standard.
Not only that, Ryan, but what's a big part of watching movies?
Chilling with the fam. Relaxing.
Going to the movies and being at the movies with the people there watching the movie. Like, there's some movies that are so awesome that at the end, everybody stands up and claps.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about the experience. I tell people this all the time about sports. Yep. Oh, you think baseball is boring? Go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
You think hockey's boring? Go to a hockey game.
Right. You feel
I'm telling you,
reaction,
it's a completely different atmosphere. I have always told people, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a big fan of fighting. MMA, boxing, anything that has people fucking each other up, I love it.
Shout out to McGregor with that broken leg.
I think that the best viewing experience to watch fighting, is at home. You get the best angles, you get to hear all the audio, and no matter what your budget is, you're able to see the action up close and personal. But let me tell you something. There's nothing like going to UFC event live and being there with the energy of the crowd. And now with movies and the digital distribution, and now with the advent of Discord, guys, I watch all of the fights at home with my buddies, and we watch it all on Discord together. And I get the same experience. The movies that they distribute digitally, we watch it on Discord all together. And we have the same experience. And it's fantastic. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think that the digital revolution is here to stay. And for you folks that like to collect your games, more power to you.
And to add more to what he just said, look at Black Widow. Black Widow just made bank off of just digital alone. They're like scared of theaters right now. They're scared for theaters. I'm like, bro. I mean, you can still have the theaters, but like, best believe if we had the option, Med's going by it, you know what I mean? If it's a fight, we watching it, you know what I mean? We're watching it. We're watching it. It's just how it is.
We're watching fights every weekend.
We're watching that shit. Right. It's just how it is. Like somebody just said bare knuckles fighting with Paige Van Zandt. I already know Paige Van Zandt's
probably watching that tonight. That's tonight. We're watching that.
Yeah,
literally,
we're watching that tonight.
This is over.
Yeah, we're in the Discord.
We're literally gonna get on the Discord and I'm gonna fucking turn on the stream and all of my homies are gonna watch this fight with me.
So you know,
and I'm gonna get the same experience that I get watching in the arena.
Exactly. So it's like that. It's the same thing.
And the same actually applies for gaming, because just because I'm not streaming games on Twitch for the public to watch, when I'm playing games the majority of the time, also Big Cloud as well, we're in the Discord and we're streaming it to everybody who's in the Discord watching with us.
Yep. So
yeah, man, gaming is a social experience, whether you're streaming it on Twitch or you're streaming it on Discord. And honestly, we owe a lot to Discord. Especially during the pandemic, bro. Discord got us through the pandemic. Jesus Christ.
Facts.
And some of my best friends in life, I've never met in life, but I gotten to know them on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Like me and Big Cloud have never met, but me and Big Cloud are like this. Why? Because we talk every fucking day. And where do we talk every day? Where are we doing this podcast right now? Discord. We're doing the podcast through Discord. So yeah, man.
Bro, he's even got my number. He's got my number. He'll call me like, yo, Big Cloud, yo, you home? I'm like, yeah. Yo, Discord? I'd be in
The
5 minutes.
digital-
Like, I'm on Discord. We talk. That's
Yeah,
how it
I'm
works.
like, yo, the fight. I'll call him up. Like, yo, bro, the fights are on. Pull up, and then within 30 seconds, he's in the Discord. Like, listen, the digital revolution is here, and you can either get with it or get lost.
Yeah.
And the podcast player.
There you go. Great show. Great fucking show. Seriously, it was a great show. We had a great conversation as always. Straight to the point, like this. As always, man. Y'all already know. Appreciate y'all. My bad for the last show. Weather, I was like, there's no way hell I'm going to sit by this PC while it's thunder and lightning outside. I'm not doing it, but y'all already know. Y'all pulled up. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Everybody who super chatted, became channel members, or up their pledges, like my homie Hustle. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for the support. Y'all enjoy your weekend, man. I'll be back first thing Monday. Might drop a video either later today or tomorrow, because one thing I do want to talk about, and then I'm gonna be going. Y'all know me. I don't upload on the weekends. I'm like y'all. Like usually, I'm gaming throughout this week. I don't know about y'all. Y'all seen my stats. I'm gaming. A lot of people ain't gaming out here, but y'all know how it is. We gaming on the weekends. So appreciate y'all. Go check out Blaze 4K's channel. Every other Wednesday on his channel, we do Solidcast with Rev and, of course, Medina. More likely he's going to be jumping in there every now and then. Sometimes. So he'll jump in there sometimes.
I may or may not be there.
Sometimes he'll be there. So go check him out. Have him linked, have him featured on the channel. Of course, Meds is starting his own YouTube channel. I don't know when he's doing it. When he starts it, best believe I'll update the channel with his info, so it'll be on the page. You guys go check him out.
August. Expect my first video.
So you doing on my birth month? Okay, I got you.
Expect my first video in August. I had a hang up, guys. Where like I wanted my first video to be perfect. But I realized that everybody has to begin somewhere.
Yeah.
So in August, I will be dropping my first video, but it's going to suck. But I want you guys to stick with me because the content's only going to get better and better and better as I learn how to edit better, as I learn how to speak better, and as I learn to become a better content creator, period. And yeah, man, expect the first video in August. The channel is Troubleshoot Gaming. You've seen me in the chat. And yeah, man, I'll be there. And I hope to see you there.
Oh, yeah. You already know. That's it, man. That is definitely it. Y'all make sure y'all show this man rare support. Blaze 4K, hustle, motivate everybody, man. I appreciate y'all. Definitely check out ACO7 as well. I see you in the chat. I'm gonna do a show with him very soon with DNA Glitch. So we're gonna bring the Truth podcast back one of these days. So keep your eyes open for that. We doing that. I know he's eager. I know DNA is eager. So we're gonna make that happen one of these days. For you guys, little reunion. But until then, y'all already know how it is. It's another day.
Wait, hold on. You were about to end the podcast?
Yeah.
Let me do an outro real quick. Oh. All right, fuck it. So here's the outro. All right, so like Big Cloud said, we really appreciate you guys coming through. I have been a regular member of this podcast for damn near 3 years now.
Beginning.
I'm not going to be a regular member every week. I know this is 2 weeks in a row, but I'm not going to be here every week. But I do really appreciate Ryan letting me come through as I please. And honestly, I think this was a fantastic episode of the podcast. Yeah. I think we just found a new segment to the podcast. I think we should end the podcast 30 minutes early and ask people to ask questions and answer the questions for the last 30 minutes of the podcast. I think that's a great idea. Do you think that's a great idea, Ryan?
I'm down with it.
There you go. So for everybody who's still here, there's only 46 people left watching, but the people who are still left at the end, you guys are the fucking hardcore. Speaking of hardcore, right? So remember that the next episode, we're going to ask you guys to ask questions at the end. So please think of them all fucking week because we want to answer really great questions. Yeah. And if we didn't get to your questions this week, that's no disrespect to you. We still love you. We appreciate you dropping by, leaving a like, leaving a view. But next week, hopefully, we get to your question. And yeah, to Big Cloud's point,
they don't all have to be gaming either. They don't all have to be gaming. They can be whatever you want.
It doesn't have to be about gaming. We had a whole like 45-minute fucking anti-vax conversation earlier. So listen, the podcast could be about whatever you guys want it to be. The podcast isn't about Ryan and I. It isn't about Blaze. It isn't about the other guys who pull up from time to time, like Craig and Carlos and our other buddies, right? The podcast is about you guys who listen, because who cares about us? We care about what you guys want to hear, what entertains you guys. So if there's something that's not gaming related that you want to talk about, drop the question. And we're going to look through the questions. And if your question's interesting enough, trust me, we'll answer it. And again, if your questions didn't get answered this week, it doesn't mean that it won't get answered next week. So yeah, man, we're here for you. The podcast is not about us. It's about you. And like Ryan said, I recently launched a YouTube channel. As you can see in the chat, it's called Troubleshoot Gaming. It's all about PC gaming. So if you don't give a damn about PC gaming, I understand you not coming through. But if you do have an interest in PC gaming, even if you're not a PC gamer, but maybe you're a little curious, I'm here to answer your questions. And like I said before, I was going to wait like a month or two to make the perfect debut video. But I realized that we all have to start somewhere. Like I said earlier in the podcast, you have to lay the first brick. Right. And if the first brick sucks, then fuck it. So I'm gonna start the channel. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was about to tell you, like, you got to start somewhere. And the funny thing about it is, when I first started doing YouTube, I literally had OBS, and I was just recording my screen, just talking. Like I was on the webpage just talking. I didn't do anything of that nature. I was just doing that, just talking through the mic. Gameplay, everybody who knew me for a while, like, I didn't start bringing gameplay to the channel until I reached 1,000. That's when gameplay really started to make its way to the channel. We started doing more crazy stuff. Then, as I got more and more confident on the mic, which, you know, it's going to happen with you, Mets, when you do this, right, over time, that's where we started to get more bold and do more things, like, you know, what you're seeing with the camera, what you're seeing with gameplay and transition. So, you know,
I think I'm quite confident already. Half the chat hates me, but I still say what I want to say, right? So listen, like I said, the channel is all about PC gaming because I'm a PC gamer through and through. Okay, I love other platforms, but my main platform is PC, and what I'm going to be talking about is PC. So if you're a PC gamer or you're just PC curious, come through, leave a subscribe. I promise you that in August, the first video is going to drop, and it's all going to waterfall from there, because I have a lot to say. If you haven't been able to tell already, I talk a lot of shit, and I have a lot to say. And whether or not you love or hate my takes, listen, it's going to be entertaining. You're going to have fun. And I hope to see you guys there. Shout out to Blaze 4K. Shout out to Craig Harris. Shout out to Carlos Fernandez. Shout out to all of the RGT crew who come through some weeks, some not. Make sure to subscribe to Blaze 4K so you can listen to the Solid Cast every 2 weeks. And also subscribe to Solid Rev as well, because he's a fantastic guy.
Yep.
And also join the RGT Discord, because there's a lot of fun conversations to be had there. And again, just to fucking conclude it, I don't want to be talking forever. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and have a fantastic weekend.
All right. We got to go watch Paige Van Zandt get knotted up, I guess, in this fight. I don't think she's going to do well, but it is what it is. Appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I'm actually going to fix my camera. My camera's looking a little fuzzy here. But I've upgraded my camera, so I'm fixing everything as I go. Anyway, see you guys next Friday. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. Thanks again for coming through. And y'all enjoy your weekend. We out of here.